Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Second Age. How are you all doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Being mad about time zones, it's fine.
Being mad about time zones.
Yeah,
It's
we're
fine.
really mad about
We all got
I-
it sorted in the end.
I'm mad because I didn't realize America had 4 time zones.
It does. Yes.
Excuse you, like 6. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah,
There
no,
was-
sorry, 6. Because
there was an 8
Hawaii. I'm so sorry.
Innate Hawaiian rage just came out there.
I'm
Anyway.
sorry. Sorry, 6. That's even worse.
Without further ado, let us jump into what happened last time. Who wants to take it from me?
Well, I believe last time we had returned from Elemental Plane of Air with our crystal, and
Indeed.
now had a new obstacle to cross. We need to fucking charge it with magic, otherwise we can't do anything with it. So we had another meeting to discuss possible ways to charge it with magic, because being Atrine, it has a natural
Affinity.
affinity, that's the word, thank you, with electric and storm magics. So naturally, we need to find some sort of big storm energy. So obviously we thought, hey, what about the storm giants? We helped one of them. If we can find them, maybe they'd do us a solid. And we discussed the possibility of adventuring north, but it was determined that even though it would take considerably longer to just find a large quantity of wizards to pour spell slots into the thing, we thought that trying to find a storm giant off in the uncharted wastes of the frozen north would maybe take a little bit longer than that. So instead we just settled for going to Agiad and getting people to pump magic into it like nobody's business. And in one day we managed to pump enough energy into it that Elizabeth was able to run a small-scale test of our spell. And so, everything within something like 2-3 weeks travel, basically, was scanned. We obviously wanted to test for something that we knew would be in that area, but was still, specific enough that, we knew it could separate and track exactly what we were looking for.
Yes.
So we ended up targeting the Red King's treachery, because I knew it was in the area, and it was a specific enough thing that was not located near the large influx of magic that was the college. And sure enough, the Red King's treachery was accurately detected within a 10-mile range. So pretty fucking accurate for such a large scale. It was a very successful test. When Elizabeth and the 2 professors ended up going for celebratory drinks after, because we were astounded with the results that we got. But of course, the problem remained that for the actual spell itself, we'd need, I think they said something to do with 15 times, up to a ridiculous amount more magic.
Yes.
So yeah, we're now starting a long process of pouring magic into it and further experimentation to try and get the actual result that we want. But we are well on schedule for getting it done. Pretty good, pretty well. It's going well. In the meantime, we finally got word from Sadani and Thesira. In other words, they finally returned from their mission, and they gave us some pretty important details. So basically, it might be a dragon. It's definitely not related to the, in a way, there's definitely something there. It's clearly not working with the Chromats, though the Chromats definitely did do a very nasty ambush. And yes, they did completely wipe out that metallic claw. And they observed that they observed the Chromat's fortress, saw them hiding from this winged thing, whatever it was. It's apparently not a wyvern. but it's dragon-like, maybe? It's white. It's... yeah. The Chromats... It's clearly not working with them because the Chromats... What was it? They turn the lights out whenever it gets nearby, they extinguish all the flames so it doesn't see them, presumably. But after... But Sadani and Thesira had briefly stayed in a small village during their scouting mission. And when they returned to the village from scouting the fortress itself and the ambush site, they found the Chromatic Dragon garrison sort of shaking them down supplies and food and stuff like that. And obviously living up in the mountains like that is rough enough, and you don't like seeing bullies up there. So despite being outnumbered 3-1, the two of them fucking went for it. And by all accounts, kicked ass, but of course were pretty badly wounded by the time they got back to us. And the delay that they'd informed us that they were to be having when we messaged them was that they'd agreed to try and they'd stayed behind to train the villagers a little bit. Sadani and Thesira clearly had a bit of a disagreement over this issue. But we have now said that we're going to head down there ourselves to take a look at the situation and see what we can do about it, because we're not about to just leave this village to be annihilated. So, yeah, it's time to get involved in the Civil War! Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Yeehaw!
Quick enough, nobody will find out.
Gonna kick in
Okay.
the fucking door.
Okay, but also, we're not really getting involved in the war intentionally. We're just
No.
gonna go help out these people that are being left to completely fend for themselves.
Well, to be fair, we're getting involved in the Civil War by pissing off both sides, so it's fine.
Well,
No, no.
the fucking
No.
dragon are look.
Yeah, look, the metallic.
No, we have an
the metallics-
excuse.
The metallics aren't going to save this village. The Chromats are going to raise it, so we need to step in and save these people.
Guys,
Exactly
look,
what
you know,
we're
we're completely missing the best excuse. They beat up one of our guys, and now we're going to beat up all of their guys.
They beat
Yep.
up 2 of our guys.
Yeah, so that we doubly need to beat them up. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's how that works.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we sent in 2 people completely unsolicited who then got beat up by
But-
their people, so we're going to beat up their people for beating up our people.
Okay, to be
Yes,
fair though,
but-
it's not like we sent them over there to go and fight anybody. We were just like, hey, go check this shit out and make sure nothing bad's happening.
No, they picked a fight on their
Yeah,
own.
they
They're of their own accord.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I respect that.
Yeah. This is how gang wars start.
No.
This is not
Wow.
how gang wars start.
Yeah, but the good thing is, this is a very one-sided one, hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Also, 2 of us have very strong feelings about situations like this, so I think we have an excuse here.
Yeah, we're going to help these people because it's the right thing to do.
Mm.
That's right, kids. Start violence when someone else is initiating
No.
violence.
No.
That is a
That's
terrible
not what we're
message.
If
saying!
you see person trying to initiate violence against people who don't want violence, initiate violence against the person trying to
No,
initiate
this-
violence.
This is not the message we should be sending.
This is not the message. We ignore whatever was just said. We are just going to help some people because they're in need. End of story. Bye.
Okay.
Beat up the bully.
So, the 4 of you and Thesira gather, ready to use the. Well, you're planning on casting teleport using the shawl to try and get yourselves
Yeah. get
as close to
guaranteed
the village. Yeah.
I also don't want to appear, like, if I can, I don't want to appear in the middle of the village, because that's going to freak everybody out.
Considering you don't know the layout of the village, I'm going to say that's quite difficult.
Okay, let's not do that then. Let's just see where it takes. Oh, I didn't mean to roll that. I keep forgetting that clicking on it is what makes it
Yes.
roll.
Oh god. That's a long,
There's a little bit of
long
text
there.
text.
Yeah, okay, I accidentally rolled it twice.
Well, congrats.
I'm skilled. There we go, that's the button I wanted to click on. For fuck's sake.
Okay.
Good start, good start.
So
I'm just going to let it take us where it wants to take us. But we have the thing, so we should guaranteed show up in the area.
So you have associated object, which means I need to get the teleport table open.
Well, let's see how awful or great this works out.
If the table will load. 1 moment.
Nope.
Look, we all know there's only two outcomes: perfect
Oh,
center or completely off target. It's
Yeah, I
no.
think
The-
associated object
yeah,
and
there is no dice
teleport
roll.
so
It
far.
is
Yeah,
on
then 0
target.
to
Yeah.
100. Yeah, 0 to 100 on target. For
Yes.
associated object and for teleportation circle.
Yes. So in that case, yeah, there's no roll or anything. You just land in the village of Nychaki. And so as the six of you, Lyra included, transport across, transport using the teleport spell. The first thing that assails your senses as you feel the ground again under your feet is like you inhale and the air is thick with the stench of wood smoke.
Mhm.
No.
Oh,
As you sort of like the sensations come to stop, you come to your senses. You are surrounded by a number of small, like thatched buildings, a number of which look to have been set alight and quite recently extinguished, as they are still like emitting thick clouds of smoke. There are a couple of buildings that are not on fire, or look not to have been touched by the flames, or at least only slightly burned by the flames. One of which is a large hut with seeming like a central tower to it, as well as a number of huts surrounding that building on the other side of the river from where you are currently. There is a bridge leading across it.
God, how did Jabber and his mates get here?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Thesira is immediately goes is overtaken by a look of concern, looking around this place. And the absence of any sort of movement or activity sets you all on edge. What are you doing?
I think, yeah, Elizabeth doesn't take long to scan the area, turn to everyone and say, "We got to find the villagers."
yes, that should be our first priority. Spread out and in groups of two.
It's going to be hard because, well, unless you're counting Lyra as one.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, we'll count
Okay.
Lyra as one for convenience sake.
Okay.
Well, Kelariis for Zero, I feel like that's the obvious combo. Then I'll go with Elizabeth, and then Arya and Lyra. You two can also handle a direction.
Okay. Okay. So in your teams of two, make me a perception check with help. So only one of you has to make it.
I'll make it, Grim.
What do you mean? You only have 12 extra points on the roll.
I don't suppose the Syrah is better at perception checks than I am, is she?
I still only rolled a 17.
Well, you should have a character sheet.
Yeah.
I think you have access
was
to
trying
it.
pull it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Thesira.
Oh, she actually might be.
Uh,
God, yeah, she is. She. Wait, she has a higher wisdom score than I do.
she does. Yeah.
That is awkward.
Well,
that's very
yeah,
good.
it is because she has a follower stat block, which is a little different to regular stat blocks. But
That's fair. God, she's more more charisma than me, but honestly, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
She's
know
not
if
as
I
strong
can.
as you, though.
I don't know if I can
not as
roll with
buff.
advantage on her sheet. I don't see a toggle, so should I just roll it twice?
If it's not a toggle, it might be set to roll.
hang on.
Oh,
It's it's an NPC sheet, so it's set to always roll advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Then I will roll for her because that's still better than my.
Oh, look at that! She got 20.
Okay.
I'm so proud of her. I'm
She
so
did
proud
better-
of my girl.
She did better than me, and I've got a +9.
Okay. So you begin to scour amongst the various burned buildings, making keeping an eye out for any signs of movement in the surroundings, either friendly or hostile. Elizabeth and Grim, between you don't find sort of any signs of activity. You check in a couple of buildings, and whilst these places still seem to have personal belongings in them, they look like they have had at least some attempts of people trying to scavenge stuff out of them. Arya, you and Lyra examine the surrounding area as well, and with your ranger senses, you're able to pick up a little bit more. There has been there are obvious signs of foot traffic within the village within like a week or so, and signs of it definitely more recent activity than that, although in lower quantities.
What do your elf eyes see?
At some point in the last couple of days, it has rained, which possibly explains why these buildings didn't burn as quickly, perhaps, as they would have done. Especially being made of thatch and wood, they're not very well externally proofed, so possibly the wet weather helped save them to a certain degree from the flames. And as you're looking around, you pause for a moment and check on the surrounding locations of your comrades. And Kelariis and Thesira, as you're going through a number of the buildings, you see an individual step out from within one of the tumble down buildings, seemingly pulling a large chunk of lumber from the part of the building structure inside. Arya, you see this as well, and you spy the movement and are immediately on the move to go and intervene the moment this happens. But as you see this figure emerge from within the building, you see a male silver dragonborn. Looks like a good amount older than the two of you. Probably by dragonborn standards, middle-aged. There's a little bit of wear to his scales. And he pauses briefly from trying to haul this chunk of lumber out of the building structure. Turns at the sound of your footsteps, almost starting in fright for a moment before he sees Thesira, and the two of them seem to recognize each other. And he tentatively approaches and begins to speak to you in Draconic. And he speaking primarily to Thesira, goes, "Thesira, you've returned. How on earth did you avoid their patrols?"
LOL.
At which point, Thesira just there's a look of relief that goes over her, and she lets go of the hand that she had resting on her sword. Takes a couple of steps forward and just says, "Grief, that's a story for another time. What happened here?" He opens his mouth to begin speaking, and then turns around as he hears another noise, which is Arya approaching.
The giant direwolf. Oh,
The
no.
giant-
Poor man.
And yeah, like at this point, like he sees Arya approached and is very perplexed.
Yeah, it's a lot more than just those two that made it past the patrols.
An elf in these lands?
With
Um,
a
Elf
big
and a
wolf?
giant wolf.
Are you reacting in any way, or are you just sort of like letting this happen?
I'll just.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, I probably will just kind of, if I see him looking their way, just say they're friends. We have 2 others with us as well, somewhere.
He
I
like
guess I introduce myself.
yeah he looks perplexed for a moment and then switches to common. And just said, well, reinforcements is not something I was expecting. I guess he sort of looks back to Thesira and just sort of says, it happened pretty much as your friend said. They came back within a day of your departure. The pit traps did took care of a number of them, and we managed to drive them off with spears and slingstones. And for a while, we thought we'd got the best of them. Then, maybe 3 days ago, they returned in much greater numbers. Maybe 30 of them. And this time they just sort of sat on the outskirts and waited until the night fell, and... well... he sort of looks... there's a moment where he's crestfallen, and then he just sort of pulls himself together for a moment and just says, there's only 6 of us left. We drove them back, but they gave us an ultimatum. Either we give them double what they asked for, or they'll attack again. They gave us 5 days, and that was 3 days ago. We were shoring up the defenses best we could. I don't fancy our chances. But now you're here, well, maybe we'll give good account of ourselves at least. Thesira, for as this sort of conversation peters out, she's standing stoic-shouldered, but Kelariis, you know her quite well. She is definitely not. She's not as untroubled as she might look. She is definitely troubled by the news.
Did we have a sense of how many people were in the village to begin with? Town? Probably more accurate?
Somewhere in the region of 15, 16 people.
Woof. Well, we came here to assist and do what we can for you, especially in dealing with the Chromatics if they were to come back. I guess when is the case now, but are there any who are currently injured that haven't been seen to, or that could use more seeing to? I think that's a good place to start.
He nods and sort of says, most of the casualties have passed by this point, but there might be 1 or 2. Oh, sorry, no, yeah, no, he'd know there's only one, there is currently one injured member. I'll take you to the town hall.
I would appreciate that. My name is Kelariis, by the way.
He offers a short bow and says, I'm Creve Moradillion. I will give you that name direct.
Thanks. I was like, I could probably guess how to spell that.
Moradillion.
Ah, yes. The classic HR. That's
Human
I guess-
resources. What have they got to do with any of this?
Anyway. I will say, like, Graham and Elizabeth, as you were keeping an ear out, you sort of hear this conversation start up from a distance away and head back. The village itself is not huge.
I can imagine.
So we sort of arrive at that kind of time.
Yes. Yeah, you arrive as Creve is introducing himself. He sort of like looks up like around you and sort of says, "Well, at least those of you with armor might be better served than we have been."
I wouldn't worry at all that I wouldn't worry about any of us when it comes to an altercation.
I think for the
Full
moment, though, the
presumptions.
more important thing is us doing what we can for you and your people.
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
And, well, I guess there are probably a few things we should ask. We presumed the hostiles were arrived from the fortress and the nearby fortress. That
I
would
could
that
assume
be
so.
correct?
Didn't see them arrive, but they certainly came from that direction, and the fact that they're chromats tells me most likely. We can discuss this on the move if. And he sort of like gestures back towards the beam and he says, I was gathering materials to help strengthen our defenses. I don't suppose you could give me a hand.
Of course.
Of course.
He sort of nods and says, Craxus will appreciate anything that we can bring. We held the defenses as best we could, but they're a lot stronger than we thought, or at least expected.
We have some tools to aid us. Hopefully that will make things a little easier.
Okay, so yeah, between you sort of like grab and begin to haul this length of timber. It looks like it once may have been like a brace that held up the roof or something like that. But Creve leads you all towards the tower that's like sort of like overlooking the river, the long hall with the tower in the middle. And you notice like there's a couple of buildings here that are just sort of they've got like scorch marks where fire tried to take hold of the buildings, but they were clearly the first ones to be combated. And it looks like they've done a reasonable job of reinforcing like an additional line of defense. There's like a number of wooden barricades like set up on the path leading up towards the mountains in the distance. Though those of you with a well-trained eye see that like amidst the stony mud that is churned up around these barricades, there is a lot of blood.
I guess as well, while they're walking and looking at the more combated buildings, Elizabeth will probably just say like, so do you guys still have access to a nice source of water?
Creve gestures towards like a stone structure in the middle of town, sort of says, "There's the well. That'll do us for now. The river's pretty pretty reasonable. Comes straight from the spring at the source of the mountain, so it's clean enough.
Okay, good.
Should do.
Yeah, that'll be more than enough.
But yeah, you enter inside the long hall, and immediately you notice that there are 4 like primary occupants to this chamber. There is another like older looking male copper dragonborn, who is essentially like working a like a long carving blade up the length of a piece of wood and like making it into a long spike, like amongst the other defenses that they've got. He's currently just doing this in the middle of a chamber in like a lowered stone area that perhaps once might have been a fire pit, but seems to have been like repurposed to be a work area. There is a younger looking copper dragonborn who is sort of like standing nearby with a makeshift spear in her hands. And she's just sort of clutching the spear with 2 hands and like keeping a general eye open. Like sees the 4 of you, well, the 5 of you enter, and is like at first is like sort of concerned, but then like slackens off a little bit. And then there is another a third older looking third older looking dragonborn who is yet another copper dragonborn. This time a female dragonborn in sort of like she's less like the younger female dragonborn is sort of wearing more combat suitable clothing. Like she's got like close cut trousers and a top. The older dragonborn woman is wearing sort of like a longer dress, which isn't exactly the most appropriate thing for combat, but definitely also seems to be at least like considerably spattered with mud and blood. She has a spear like resting by her side, but is otherwise seems to sort of just be like kneeling in prayer as you enter, and sort of like gets up as you as the like sound of you entering reaches her. And the 4th occupant that you see is a younger looking silver dragonborn woman. Who is like bent over a table as you enter. As you take a couple of steps in, she looks up from what she's doing, and there's almost like a faraway look in her eyes, like she is like disassociating a bit from what is currently happening. But the moment she sees Thesira, that sort of fades and like the colour drains from her a little bit. And she sort of straightens herself up, steps away from the table, and you can see that she is wearing an apron that at one point looks like it may have been like a for cooking. But basically from her fingers up to her elbows and all the way up her torso, she is coated in blood. A lot of it recent.
I'm guessing she's been the temporary doctor.
That would be an adequate assessment. So Krieve like sort of addresses the rest of the crowd in Draconic and just sort of says, well, I know we've all been looking for a miracle, and maybe this is it, maybe it isn't, but... And he like gestures towards Thesira and just sort of says, Thesira returned, and she brought friends. So at the very least, we'll make some bastards pay. he turns to the silver dragonborn woman, walks up to her and in a lower tone says, "How is he?" To which point she just looks at him, looks at Thesira, looks back at him, and just shakes her head. At which point he, his shoulders slump a little bit, and he turns back to you, Kelariis, and says, "Appreciate the offer, but I don't think we're going to need that healing anytime soon."
How long ago?
She looks up at you and just says, "Maybe 30 minutes."
Doesn't feel great.
Yeah, that's too long.
Thesira takes a couple of steps forwards. At which point, the Dragonborn you assume to be the doctor, swiftly takes steps forwards and just sort of says, "You don't want to see this in Draconic."
Well, I guess what has happened. Well, we can't change what has happened right now, but we can change what will happen next. So, if I understood correctly, you said there was a force of roughly 30 people last time.
Yeah, Krief sort of pulls himself back to the moment and says, "Yeah, 30 people, give or take. We took a couple of the bastards down with sling stones, but..."
We'll assume that they replenished. I assume they kind of just went for mayhem instead of actually fighting. Well, of course they fought back, but...
Well, the first thing we knew they were attacking us was they were slinging pots of fire over the barricades and setting light to things. We scrambled to start putting the fires out and get a defensive position, and I think they took advantage of that chaos. They came down the hill far quicker than we were expecting. Those who were at the front with spears they were cut down pretty quickly. These ones are a lot better armed than the last lot.
Fire bombs, assault during night. Probably going to charge down from uphill.
Arya, you're going to want your sword ready if we're going to be dealing with more fire.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think that we should allow them to get back here to fight.
No, definitely not.
Oh, I think it's best if these folk just stay hidden and whilst we take care of things.
Oh, we're going proactive.
Oh yeah.
Well, the problem is I don't think we can go. Well, I would happily just march into their fortress and do some housekeeping. However, I am afraid we might miss the patrol that would be sent this way.
Krief nods and says, if you're planning to go out beyond the barricades, I mean, I know you're armoured, but they're sitting on those slopes day and night with crossbows. I don't know how far you'd get.
Behind him, though.
We've dealt with worse. I think I can safely say that.
Do you know how many are up there?
It's difficult to tell. They're making good use of the cover.
Well,
It would
that's...
be easy enough for us to get behind those lines, though.
I think we have a...
Or for me to get behind those lines.
Yes,
Krief just sort of looks at you and says, "They're watching the place day and night."
We have...
I may have some extra skills that would help me with getting behind there.
Well,
we
I
do
can.
have a couple of methods. I do
I
think
also
though
have an idea for getting us a bit more information about exactly how many are out there.
I also think that for today, actually, what time of day is it, Ferrous?
It'll be
in the morning.
it's first thing in the morning because
Yeah.
you rested. So
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
We
rested
rested
overnight.
and then headed out in the morning. So
I do think that for today, it may be best if we do what we can to help here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there's only so much that can be done. I think we like. I think that Arya, you should be able to do some scouting. Although you mentioned Elizabeth, you mentioned an idea to how to identify the amount of potential like people hidden in the mountains.
yeah, Elizabeth just produces Scarlet.
She is not invisible.
She's
No,
She will
not.
have-
but she's small. She can fly high and pretty good eyes.
and she
And if
can
she
be
needs to be
invisible.
invisible- And if she needs to be invisible, I can make her.
Well, at least while any scouting is being done, I'm not particularly of use for that, and I'd rather do what I can to help here.
Well, I feel like you can both. As you said, you coordinate with Elizabeth. You coordinate with. Wow, I forgot the name for a second.
Arya?
No, not Arya. It was the
Oh, with
dragon.
Creve.
Grieve.
Oh, Kree.
Cree. No. Pet. Summon.
Oh,
Summon.
Scarlet.
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 Oh.
That's it. Wow, I just
That's
realized
like,
they also have
what?
the name.
We're like,
just
whose
say
name are you
dragon.
forgetting?
The worst part is I realized that if I had scrolled like just half a tick up, I would have had the name just right in front of me.
Yeah,
But
she's
that's
in the list.
like you coordinate with Scarlet, and then Arya. You should probably actually maybe you should also discuss which areas you cover with Elizabeth, because it's a large area around here.
I was thinking of just sending Scarlet straight up, and then we can give Arya the safer routes.
Well, if you like, you two can figure out as how to cover the most ground.
Yeah.
I don't think. Well, like that will be up to Arya. I will. I guess I'll help. I'll stay here and help Kelariis and the rest of the people here. And I think it will be best if you do so as well, Thesira.
Like you turn to Thesira and like she's just sort of like sitting behind you with like standing behind you with like a very like resolute look on her face, just constantly like looking over at the Silver Dragonborn, who is just like slowly like trying to scrub the blood off her hands and not having a great time. She like snaps back to attention and says, "Yes, I want to help."
I think, by the looks of it, for starters, perhaps grab a fresh bucket of water so people can clean up. That might be good. And we'll see what we help us after that.
Yeah, I think like Creve just turns to Thesira at that point and says, "Let's you and me do that, Thesira." Like turns back to Kelariis and you, Grim, and just sort of says, "I think he could use your help." And so he sort of like gestures back towards the woman who's washing her hands.
Yes.
We'll do what we can.
He like leads Thesira outside.
I guess I'd follow them outside.
Okay. I presume Arya you go
if
with.
the Thesira passes, if she's close enough, I'll just like reach out and like squeeze her shoulder very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, you like do that, and the two of them like stop, and
Yeah.
she
I mean,
just
it's
like
just-
she just puts a hand on your hand and like nods.
Yeah, don't say anything, just do that and
Yeah.
let them go.
Ronard.
It's like this is a little. It's not quite.
Yeah,
a nod,
it's
a
a-
very like.
It's a
a-
making sure you're
it's a
okay
co-
nod.
Yeah, it's a solidarity.
Compassion nod.
Solidarity nod.
Or solidarity nod.
Did you say a passion nod?
No, compassion.
Compassion. Yeah,
Thank
like
God.
this is familiar.
Yes, very familiar.
And I don't think either of us like it. And I think she
No.
might be having a harder time even than Kelariis, so.
Yeah, because the last time she saw this, she was just a little kid.
Yeah. Not so long ago, it turns out.
Yeah.
Oh, they grow up so fast! It's too soon!
It's too soon.
Okay, so yeah, the two of you, everyone else heads outside, and the two of you approach this silver dragonborn. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, what
Yep.
did he say her name was?
He called her Key.
Key. Oh, it's probably a nickname, I'd
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah, I think then as we approach, I just say, I apologize, I don't believe that I caught your name.
Like she straightens up, like towels off her hands, on like the scrap of cloth that she has by the side that is more red than beige at this point. And she like offers you a short bow and says, "Kifad Memelia."
You're right there, Luka.
I'm like, oh god!
No wonder they
There
call
you
her Key.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Actually, honestly, not the worst name you could have to
Yeah.
like have to write
No.
out.
No.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think I
yeah.
give like a short bow back and just say, Kelariis Greysurge, and this is my friend Grim.
Quagrim Daemaris. Wow. But yeah, more commonly referred to as Grim.
Yeah, she bows to you too and so says, "I take it you are Thesira's superiors?"
I guess, but like we don't quite work with that. Well, we do have that structure, but it's more of a formality than anything else.
She nods and so says, "She has been very good to us." It's why
Yeah, she.
perhaps it's best if she. Perhaps it's best if we do this before she gets back. I think that is what Creve was intending. And she gestures back to like towards the table where she was working, which you can now see as it's no longer behind like a screen. And laying on the table, expired, is a gold dragonborn, probably no older than Thesira.
Oh,
Yes.
you have a place that
we
you've been burying the dead.
It's on the other side of the square.
If I may, and I kind of just gesture to as if like to lift.
She like produces like a scrap of cloth, which is like just sort of like barely enough to cover like face and torso, just like covers the body, and says, "Please."
Yeah, and I guess I'll lift the body and kind of just, if you would lead me, please.
Yeah, she like steps out the door and like takes you across the square, where there are about well, I guess there are 10 graves, with one like empty plot that has clearly been recently dug, as if they expected this outcome.
Right.
She she takes you across. You place the body in the grave, and she just sort of like I I think she like just holds her hands together and like stands there like silently for a moment. Then just like turns back to you and just sort of says, Rufus he was one of the most inspired by what Thesira said. He wanted to make a difference. Thank you for your help.
Of course, anything that we can do.
I think she just like wordlessly like takes the shovel and starts to like fill in the hole.
I think silently, I just kind of ask Trithyran to also like watch over those that have died.
Mm-hmm.
If there's another shovel nearby, I'd also like to help, but I'm also not gonna like take.
There appears to only be one, but I think you also have one.
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Yeah,
If
but
not,
if
Grim
you-
has plenty in the bag.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's one in the bag, but like it might be a bit awkward digging it out of the bag during. Yeah, we have one in the bag.
You don't have to
I
dig
mean,
out the
it's
bag.
just an action. You just reach in, think of it, pull it out.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll.
Clarissa would just go shovel. Full.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll hand the shovel.
Yeah, you produce a shovel, hand it to Kelariis, and Kelariis assists.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Elizabeth, you are sending Scarlet up. Are you invisibling her first, or are you just sending her up?
I suppose I might as well make her visible.
Okay.
Just for safety, just in case.
Okay, so you cast invisibility on the pseudo dragon. The pseudo dragon
Yeah.
like soars up into the air on your command.
Ideally, like as high as she can go, because that'll extend her vision better. So that's like 100 feet. It's the highest you can go and still be connected to me.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you wait a few moments, waiting for her to climb, and then are you using the sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Give.
like she'd probably like, yeah, she'd probably like say to Arya first, like, okay, all right, I'm gonna see what she sees.
Okay.
Exactly.
Give me a perception check with the senses.
Does it would you say it relies on sight, hearing, or smell?
Yes, it's a sight. It's a sight check.
Yeah, because I have advantage.
I think that.
Okay. So yes, Scarlet soars up into the air, and it is immediately obvious what Creve is referring to. In that there is basically a ridge line that runs across, like cutting off one edge of the town with like a it's a goat path basically that just leads up one side of it, like off to the side of the main road that appears to lead up the mountain itself, presumably towards the pass. Just short of where this goat path up the side of the rock face begins, you can see that basically there's like a landslip where like a line of like a piece of the cliff has like slid down at one point, and just like sort of formed like a little bump in the terrain, and no sooner than Scarlet reaches the height of her thing, you can very clearly see that there are a significant number of chromatic dragonborn, essentially lying in this dip with heavy crossbows like trained like on the lip of this thing, just like looking down, like watching into the village. They've made efforts to sort of like cover their heads and stuff with like dark-coloured cloth to conceal themselves from ground level, but from the air you're able to sort of like pick out where they are as they sort of silhouette a bit against the ground below.
Cool.
You on the ridgeline itself, you count maybe 12. Most of them red Dragonborn, from what you can see. A short distance away, essentially where the land dips a little, they've set up a small encampment. There are like a number of covered tents, a slowly smoking like fire pit, where there appear to be two white Dragonborn who are wearing more armor than the rest of the other Dragonborn. And they appear to be sort of like engaged in conversation, like looking at a like maybe a map of some sort. It's essentially like a piece of parchment stretched out over like a large rock. There are also a couple of blue Dragonborn like hanging around, and a couple more red Dragonborn. In total, you see about 20 active individuals. There may be a patrol elsewhere, but also judging by it, it looks like there are a number of like combat casualties that are receiving like medical attention within one of the tents, but without getting closer, you can't tell.
Yeah. Also, since it's only my senses that are gone, I can still talk.
Yes.
So Elizabeth's probably like saying all of this out loud as she sees it.
Okay. Yeah. You relay this to Arya.
She's seeing it. Is there any other like ways up that they're not watching?
Give me an investigation check.
With my stats?
With your intelligence, I would say, because you're the one processing this information.
So if I have my proficiency in investigation, is that like, am I using that, or am I just rolling intelligence?
No, you're rolling investigation.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just making sure you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want investigation.
Blam.
Okay. So the vantage point they basically have, they are covering pretty much every route up the mountain towards them. There isn't much other space to go because this is essentially like all slopes up to the same point.
Yeah.
The reason they have a patrol presumably is that they can't see the other side of the village. So they can't see the way back down the mountain, which is presumably why there's a patrol on the other, like that Krieve mentioned on the other side.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, they have got this angle pretty much covered.
Okay.
Arya, as Elizabeth is describing this to you, you are getting flashbacks to your ranger training on ambushing. These guys definitely have the ambushing advantage. It is no wonder these like rudimentarily trained peasants were absolutely slaughtered by these guys. They know exactly what they're doing, and they outnumber them.
I guess then after like observing for like a few more moments, like Elizabeth would like call Scarlet down, return to her own senses, and like turn to Arya and say, well, I feel like the best way to get you up there unspotted, given they've got pretty much every approach covered, is if I make you invisible. Assuming you want to go up there, that is.
I mean, I feel like we should discuss it with the others before we go up there.
Fair.
Who are you and what have you done with Arya?
Arya has grown!
Yes.
Arya has had character development!
Yep. So.
Well, has her character been developed, or have we like beaten her into submission?
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Well,
Wow.
well, if we do agree to send you up there, I'm more than happy to turn you and Lyra invisible. Since I assume it would be you two that are going.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Shall we see what the other two are up to then?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you regroup with Grem and Kelariis near the graveyard, or the makeshift graveyard. Just as like sort of you see Thesira and Creve go past. Like Thesira pauses, Creve like puts a hand on her shoulder, like takes the bucket of water from her, and she comes and rejoins you. Kelariis, knowing Thesira at this point quite well, she's got like a very determined look on her face, and you know, like she's in full on like I'm gonna do something mode. Like she's got her mind made up at this point.
Yeah.
I think like just as she's getting over here though, Elizabeth will like start the explanation of what she saw.
Okay.
So that everyone knows.
Yep. You relay all of the information to the rest of the group.
Yeah. And then of course, and then at the end we'll just say like, but of course, what do you guys think?
So, the only part that I missed is, like, how many did we see up there exactly?
About
We're taking care
20 active.
20 in total, including the guys. There's like 12 watching the ridge, and then like 8 in a little camp behind.
I'm thinking it might be possible for me to take those 2 that we saw with heavier armor down, possibly. That might throw everybody to chaos.
How are you thinking of doing that?
What?
How are you thinking of doing that?
Sneak in quietly, take him down.
Stab him.
Stab him.
Stab him real hard.
The classic stab.
I would have to point out that any aggressive action would render you visible. If I made you invisible, that is.
Well, yeah.
Well, how about a passive aggressive action? Because surely they're going to have to eat and drink and whatever.
I think I see where you're going with this.
Oh, we could poison the water supply.
Poison
They poisoned the water supply! Sorry.
Yeah, except I
Somebody
think,
poison the water hole!
I think they probably share the same water supply as the village. I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, not
Well,
the water supply, but poison.
No,
everything.
it was not like the supply that we're
Not the supply, but
not
like,
the source.
yeah.
We're not going to do the source for everyone. Just
No.
Whilst Arya's in there, perhaps they can suddenly find some unfortunate herbs and spices in their mix.
Do we have any of that?
Is there anything around?
No, but they. However, if I've ever been out in nature, there's enough plants that you should not eat.
Yeah, surely there's something I can find around here that will poison them.
And otherwise, the locals might be able to help.
Even if they just get a bit of an upset tummy, that's still an advantage that we'll have.
No, it's not enough. I'm not gonna give them an upset tummy. I'm gonna kill them.
Yeah, Arya's looking on the right page here.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
okay.
Look.
we go for that.
But step one is giving them an upset tummy, and that just makes the killing that much worse. That's fine, or better. I don't know what we want.
Okay.
Regardless, there's probably something that can I try and rack my brain for any kind of poisonous mountain plants we could find?
You can. Yeah, I mean it's a nature roll.
I think I'll just ask
Boom
the locals.
shakalaka.
Okay. Yeah, there are like mountain growing poisonous plants that you can think of off the top of your head. Not being familiar with the area, you don't know how many of those are sort of viable options. But yeah, there's definitely more than a couple. It would be a case of finding them.
Yeah.
And we can ask the locals for help, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But as long as we know there's a nice variety.
Well, like I just
one specific plan
Yeah.
and crossing our fingers, you know.
Sorry, that's probably a good point with a 27 in nature. There are probably very few things that will like kill people in a very short time period. Sort of poison. I mean, you have to like actually do some like chemical tweaking to get the levels of poison that you want to kill people instantly. You can definitely induce like crippling pain, etc., that will incapacitate people and poison them if they don't receive medical attention within a short period.
I mean, could we just fucking throw them all in together? Like, together.
Without herb lore or alchemical training, yeah, you
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Fair enough.
like it's already kind of a gamble,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I
it
need
will
to-
also be a lot harder to hide. Like, oh yeah, we threw every type of thing in there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I will also point out, like, if you're going for poisoning without pre-prepared poisons and like an expertise in poisoning, you're basically just going to be inflicting a thing where the opponents get a Constitution saving throw, and if they save on the throw, it's not going to do very much to them, most likely.
Yeah, that's fair.
See,
but-
that's why I'm
well, like-
thinking it's not worth it. Like, I think I should just go in there and like slit some throats quietly and then get out.
Are you fucking?
I'm just saying.
Arya's gonna Assassin's Creed this shit.
I have
Like, I
I
feel-
have never truly gotten to Assassin's Creed anybody in this campaign.
Mainly because you're not a rogue, you're a ranger,
Yeah.
but sure.
Yeah.
That's not your job.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. I have
We'll
a
try.
worse idea. What if you shoot them from a distance because you're an archer?
Yeah, that's a much
Well,
better
you know,
idea.
honestly, the sword hurts more, but I will agree that like
Yeah, could I?
Mechanically,
Is that
it
even
might-
possible?
The sword does not hurt more.
Does it not?
I'm
Not in Arya's case,
No.
because she has a
Oh.
scimitar.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
she has Frostbrand, but the bow does more damage, and the bow has special shots.
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought
could-
Frostbrand
yeah.
did also like 2d6 frost or ice
Yeah,
or
I'm
whatever.
pretty sure Frostbrand does more damage. Like 90.
Actually, I think it might. But also, I think the bow obviously has the special shots that can.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
special shots. You have Hunter's Mark. You have a lot of things that buff your bow shots.
Yeah, but Hunter's Mark also buffs the regular shot.
Yeah.
But the special bow effect's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, what is? I forget what they are. Have a look.
Everyone stare
Forget
at
what
Arya's
those
bow.
called.
You have
Even in here?
it's not
Even
it's
in our list.
it's
it's a
under the
boon.
boons. It's under Boon of the Vigilante.
That is a pretty vigilante move.
Yeah, you have Carapace Breaker, which increases damage by 2 and imposes -2 AC for 1 minute.
yeah, but that's not a whole lot.
Then you have True Seeker, which is you roll the attack with advantage and ignore any benefits that they have to cover or
She should get
invisibility,
that.
etc.
Like, it should have that anyway.
And yeah,
the
then
only
there's,
thing is Relentless Hail, but
yeah,
like,
which would allow you to
roughly-
fire 3 times.
But like the sword, like like she said, like I think the sword still does more damage just because an extra d6 is just better
Also, I don't know, like
than
insta.
a +2.
Also, I think it's worth pointing out that like it's very like this is more of a gameplay thing, but it's very hard to one-turn kill someone necessary unless we're like it's gonna be very hard for her to one hit someone with the sword.
Oh,
I mean,
also,
if
I
slit
didn't
their
realize
throats-
Frostbrand.
Yeah,
I know in
it-
real life,
it-
but yeah, but
well,
I don't
if
know
you
if that
could-
would-
If you can get into a position where you can coup de grace them, then your damage is going to be massively increased. But you have to satisfy a lot of conditions to be able to coup de grace.
I will point out there is one thing that I never considered might even ever come up. Is it
Yeah.
freezing? Like is it
temperature-wise?
It's probably
Yes.
pretty cold up here.
Up here, it's cold. Yes, it's not freezing.
okay, because when it freezes, Frostbrand sheds light.
Wait, what?
It?
In freezing temperatures, the blade sheds bright
Oh
light
my
in 10 feet
God.
radius.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Well,
It is-
that's
it-
really unfortunate.
it is not freezing temperatures though.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
good.
God.
We good, guys.
Because I was just like, this would be like the most ridiculous
Yeah.
time for that to come up.
Yeah, it's like it just gets a little too cold at night when Arya goes in. And
Yeah.
Suddenly it's like
fucking
bright lights all
glowing.
over the shop.
Yeah, it's at coldest. It's like 3 degrees up here, but
Okay, you know
Okay.
what?
Who'd have
We'll
thought?
trust you.
like you're not that high up the mountain yet,
Yeah.
What if,
and you're in a tropical region, so
Yeah, fair enough.
what if we use their own tactics against them? Like, is there a way we could... Actually, no, ignore me.
See, there is honestly, there is one thing that I was. Oh no, actually, no, I know why. I was like, well, we could just all be invisible and sneak up, because invisibility doesn't require skill. But then I remembered the clanking.
The clanking.
invisibility does
Yeah.
not make you less clanky.
We don't have like a ton of cotton. That would just like cotton up the armor.
And just roll
Cotton
yourself
our
up.
armor? Oh no.
Shove cotton in your armor.
I don't
Uh-huh.
think that would work very well.
It
So
would
you-
be
that, like-
really inconvenient, is what it would be.
Yes.
Yeah, like, but like, as much as like I like you going in there and coup de grace 2 guards, the problem is they're gonna make a noise.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be in the middle of everything.
Yes.
I could get in there if we can get me within. Hold on, let me check how far I can go. 500 feet of the camp.
That should be... You know what? That is an idea, though. Even 1 or 2 of us appearing there could cause quite a lot of chaos. Enough
And-
chaos that the 12 people watching the ridge line would no longer be watching the ridge line, and the rest of us could approach normally.
I mean, I think the idea is that we throw them into chaos initially before we even advance. Because we don't want to fight all of them on like one-on-one at once. Like I
I
think
will
we could
say-
take
I-
them,
I-
but it would be hard.
At this point, like Thesira chirps up and sort of says, "These guys also aren't any kind of pushover. Like, I fought them. Well, at least I fought some of them before, and they knew what they were doing. They knew their way around a sword, and they definitely weren't easy to take down."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like these aren't just your
But-
average grunts. I think these are more trained soldiers.
I just realized, even trained soldiers, like they won't be used to invisible enemies. So we get you up there, Arya. Then Elizabeth just makes us invisible, and we can just start charging up. And like, even if they hear us, like they're gonna be focused on us, and then Arya can just sow mayhem in the back. And
Yeah, which
like,
is what
they're not
Elizabeth's
gonna be
sort of saying.
shooting
We
us
can-
because they can't see us, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we can... Also, if we can get up there... If I can get up there invisible along with Arya, magic is very chaotic if you use it right.
What if you come in from the top? They're not going to really expect many things coming at them from above.
What, you think I should... You think I could fly in?
I have a mount.
You do.
I mean, granted, not yet, but I could easily make that a thing. give me 10 minutes.
Oh, actually, can your mount be invisible?
If I
Mm,
would imagine if Elizabeth casts invisibility on
Yeah.
the mount, that works the same way as any other
Problem-
creature.
Yeah,
the
she
problem
would need to
is-
cast it at a high enough level, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to cast it at a pretty high level to get all of us invisible is the problem. Because at 2nd level it makes 1 person invisible, and then I need an extra slot higher for each extra person going invisible.
Correct.
So like 2 4th level slots.
essentially.
It's concentration, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is concentration.
so you'd
Okay,
need to
then-
you'd need to be
so-
casting it at like 8th level.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just
Well, 7th, right?
Well, I guess.
Or you could just make the
Lyra
Griffin
coming in-
invisible. Just like floating Kelariis.
I mean, if we really wanted to cause chaos, I could get inside there and summon an army of dire wolves inside the camp.
Actually,
That's
I
actually a
feel
good
like-
point.
no, you know what? I think that is actually our best move yet.
Yeah, we can just get in there and use magic and sow absolute carnage.
Yeah,
But I
but I
think
think
that the rest of us would also like to be involved in that.
Right, but I'm
Oh, yeah,
saying if
absolutely.
we get close enough. All right, if we could get us close enough without them seeing us, where like you could like run in as soon as the chaos started going down.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's kind
is
of what I'm
that
saying.
possible?
Me and Arya can get in
like,
pretty
well, I
quietly
think
because we're not wearing armor, and then we create chaos. They're focused on us, and then you two can run in.
I
you
think we're
three
gonna
can
send
run in.
Arya in on this one, and then because we might need you to help us get in, or like stay near.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean you
Um,
can still cause shit from outside the lines for sure.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good range.
So I think, well, like if we can just attack them preemptively, then we might be better off. So we should
I will
probably warn.
say, if we want to attack them now, we need to make sure that nobody comes after anybody else here.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
like
we need to make sure no one goes down the slope, and we don't chase. And we can't chase them too far if they run.
we
And
need
also
an
we'll
alarm
have to-
system.
Yeah, we'll also have to bear in mind the patrol that's on the other side of the village.
Do we know how
Should we
many
take
are
them
the
out
patrols
first?
are? Yeah, I was thinking.
Um,
Do we know how many
like
are
how
part of
it
that
depends on
patrol?
how.
I didn't
There
see-
can't be more than a handful, though Elizabeth didn't see them. But if what Creve said, there can't be more than 4 of them, based on the number of or the expected number of people that you're expecting to see.
Okay. So, I wonder if it's viable to take out the patrol and then immediately go after the bigger group.
I
Probably.
think that might be the better option.
Yeah, probably. And as always, I can send Scarlet High to try and find the patrol.
And maybe if she can also keep an eye out while we're dealing with the patrol, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll have a way of communicating if they're attacked while
We can communicate
Words.
telepathically.
No, sorry. I don't know if the patrol will have a way to communicate immediately that they are being attacked.
Ah.
And if that's the case, having an eye on their camp to know if they've been alerted would be
Well,
necessary.
what I'd suggest is, if it's just 4 guys, you guys can handle it. I trust you. I'll stick here with Zero. But yeah, and then if anything goes wrong, I should be able to hold them off whilst you come over. Because if they have a signal, we'll probably notice.
And at least that way you're there if they decide to come down the mountain while the
I
patrol's
just
in front.
imagine Grim and Thesira just standing down like a 12 people coming down the mountain at them. Like, what?
Fend them
Look.
off!
You know what? That's actually a pretty good idea. And then for getting back, and if they are alerted when we get back, I would Lyra pretty fast, and then
Yeah,
I don't
because
know,
I'm
you can
the
have-
slowest
or
by
you can
far.
have your mount, and we can fly back. I don't know. We have
Yeah,
ways
like
of getting
I'm
back.
the slowest by far, and your mount you might get on summoning your mount because mobility is going to be everything in this case. Well,
We need to hit
mobility and
hard and
stealth.
fast.
Then I think that we need to know what exactly our plan is.
Yeah, okay, so I think what we
things go
decided
as we
on
want.
is we're gonna take out these scouts first, while
Yep.
Grim keeps an eye on the camp to make sure that nothing's going to miss.
Yep.
And then after that, well, how long do we have
Well-
before they notice that they're gone? I guess.
Well, if we head over basically immediately after you pick me up, it's not like they're going to be running, back to camp. So
It's basically going to be. We've got the initial plan of us 3 are taking out the patrol. We just need the two possible outcomes covered. I.e., if they don't have some way of signaling that they're under attack, we need a stealth approach. If
but
they
Arya,
do, we need an all guns blazing.
Well, what I'm
approach.
saying is, how long do we have before they realize that something's
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah,
well,
that's
given
like a whole other problem. Like,
that-
so,
yeah,
but I
that
agree that is
depends
a
on
good question.
yeah, that depends on a lot of factors that we don't have the information for.
Well,
It
the
would depend on when
townspeople
they're-
might
it would
know
depend
how
on when they were
frequently
sent
they.
out.
But
We
the
have
townspeople
to-
might know how frequently they get sent out.
Like that, yeah. Like we need to instead
Yeah.
of focusing on what we don't know, focus on what we do know, Elizabeth. But yeah, townspeople might have a clue.
I'm just saying that for that we'd need to know when they were sent out, when they're expected back.
Right, and I'm saying the
No,
townspeople
would-
might need
How
to.
long
Actually,
before
we
they were
don't
sent
need to
out.
know all those things because there is one very simple thing that we can do. Imagine if a patrol is out and about, like you just assume they would keep walking at a normal pace back to their base, and you'll just take that as your time limit. Because like they can't possibly be expected to be running the rest of the way.
I mean, that is correct. That is true.
But like on top of that, yeah, like
I mean-
just let's ask the villagers, like Arya suggested.
Yeah. I mean, as a rudimentary guess, it'd give us a good couple of minutes at least.
Okay, so what are you doing? Sorry, you're going to ask the villagers.
About like
Um,
when the patrols are sort of around.
Okay.
Yeah. When this one left, how long they stick around for?
Just how frequent they are.
Okay, so you go back into the building, find Creve, and sort of pose to him like what he knows about the patrols. He sort of he sits there and thinks for a moment and sort of says, "Well, I only really know because I catch glimpses of them, and I haven't exactly sat down and timed them or anything. But if I had to say, they go out every couple of hours, like maybe 4 or 5 hours between them, and they just sort of like hang around, I guess, like watching the road, checking up on things."
Well, I guess there is one thing we haven't tried. No, no, never mind. We just want to be quick because it's the afternoon now.
Well, no,
what-
it's probably getting
Yeah.
towards mid-morning. Like, you haven't done that much.
Yeah, we haven't done much at all.
If you can get an eye on the patrol, although actually we don't know what stage of the patrol they're in, so that wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
But just make sure that you just keep an eye out for the patrol, and then we know when we can actually strike.
Okay.
Because we have decided that we're gonna strike down a patrol preemptively, and then we're gonna head back, and we'll deal with the camp. Not having them attack the village is gonna be the better option for us at least. Plus, we might sow some fear, doubt, discord, all the beneficial stuff in combat. And I'm just saying this so that
Creve.
Jeff,
Creve, yeah.
knows. Yeah,
can
Creve
you-
knows.
Can one of you give me a persuasion roll?
Go on, Kelariis.
Yeah, am I allowed to do it?
Well, it kind of has to be somebody who's contributing to this, giving them the plan.
Well, yeah, okay, true.
So,
Well, have fun, Creve.
Well, you know what? I am perfect at explaining my plan.
Uh-huh.
Nobody
Mhm.
nobody can disagree with my
You're supposed
planning.
to say this after you roll.
He's feeling lucky today.
Persuasion, you said, right?
Persuasion, yeah.
Are you feeling
Come on.
lucky, punk?
Oh, there it is.
okay.
Oh, wait.
It's not
it took
terrible.
like it took a while, so I pressed the second time, but
Yeah. Does he have advantage?
No.
no.
Yeah. 7.
So Creve like looks a little concerned at this plan and just sort of says, "So, I mean, not second guessing your plans or anything, but it feels an awful lot like we're going to be leaving ourselves exposed while you go after this patrol. Like,
Is there anywhere you
Oh,
guys could like
well,
hide?
The reason, there's two things. Oh yeah, well, Arya kind of already. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're not all going after the patrol.
We will have two people left behind, and like Arya asked, perhaps any hiding spots.
Creve like looks like almost a little upset at the idea of being told to run and hide. And he just sort of says, "There isn't really anywhere to hide in the town, no, and as long as they're keeping an eye on it, we can't exactly go outside either. Also, not a fan of sort of trying to hide away and hope they don't find us.
Well,
Much rather take
it's
my
not-
chances head on, if that's alright with you."
I
we
don't
all
mean
would.
to insult you or anything, but we have quite literally been to hell and back.
That is true.
Well,
And look, it's close enough.
Well, I mean, it's not quite hell, but it's an afterlife of sorts.
Several. Well, it's fine.
Look,
So we
I'm not
we-
doubting
we
your
know
abilities.
that, like it's not so much like we do believe we can hold them off. Like probably just the two of us could hold them if necessary. However, it is not so much. It's more so. You know what? I'm not going to convince you like this. Say, would you happen to have any gems about?
He just looks at you and just like shakes his head. No.
Well, it was that was just a random gamble. That would have given us a second chance in a manner of speaking.
I mean, I can think of. There is some ways that I can help you guys out as well. I can use some of my magic to better protect you guys. It'd be like you're wearing armor, even when you weren't.
I don't think that's going to make the difference. Although, actually, unless you're going to be fighting, but hopefully that's not going to be happening.
I think. I mean, I think as well something worth pointing out is that if we were to go try and take out this patrol before we took out the main body of them, those of us that are going for the patrol are fast movers. We'd be able to get back pretty quick.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the part that's Griv is concerned about.
Look, at the end of the day, I can't tell you what to do or what not to do, and I'm sure as hell not
Well-
going to win an argument against you. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, the best hope that me and my people have is to hold up here and defend, and I'd really rather we were ready for that than if something goes wrong, they get the drop on us again.
I say the only problem is we know where they are, so we can observe them. So it's harder for them to get the drop. However, well, I guess the question is, there are things we can do, of course, like fortify this place. But what I'd suggest is there is a compromise, which I'm not sure is ideal. Let's say we go out, murder the patrol, come back. They're not going to be happy. They might so then they might come down here. Admittedly, whether they come now or later is not going to make a difference. The only difference would be that they'd have one patrol's worth of men less, which is not insignificant. 4 or 5 people out of like 20, 25, maybe 30. That's a big dent.
The other thing is, Grief, I don't mean any offense to your village or any of the remaining fortifications you've made, but I think it would be best if they didn't have another chance to destroy more of what is here.
I agree.
At the very least, taking the fight away from your home is what we'd like to do in this case.
Especially if they start starting more fires.
Yes, and I guess part of the problem with bringing you along is part of our plan is relying on us turning invisible with magic. But more people is going to mean suddenly our magic isn't sufficient, or we can only cover so many people.
He just sort of holds up his hand and says, "I've no desire to go with you on this adventure or bring any of my people. My concern is protecting the village. That's all I want. I just want to be ready if something goes wrong."
I understand.
I know something.
Well, then that's. Oh.
Yes.
We have something that we could use as a signal, in case if you would like. We have a contraption, as one might call it. I like to call it a light stick.
Oh no!
Oh, he's got the flare gun.
It's gonna be a flare gun.
God, I
Grim's got a
forgot we
flare
had
gun.
this flare gun. And we're like, when are we ever gonna use this thing?
We're gonna give it to
Turns
these
out-
villagers, and if things go wrong, they're gonna shoot it in the air, and we're gonna come back. Genius.
Look,
God.
I will ask you to be careful with it because it's a unique piece of kit.
Flare gun.
Give them a flare.
He sort of like he examines the flare gun as you produce it, and it's just sort of like, so what do I do with it?
So, basically, wherever you point and like whilst there's one of these things in it, I'll like hold up a charge. You point somewhere, you press the button, and an orb of light will shoot out, and it will be bright.
I would
Uh,
recommend pointing
Right.
it upwards into the sky.
Correct.
Yes,
Do not aim directly at face.
No.
Or
or not aim it at people.
Do not aim at people. Aim straight up, and we'll see it and come back.
Oh.
He sort of takes the flare gun and the charge and just like puts them down very carefully and just sort of says, "Well, I feel a little better."
And I'm sure there are things that we can do to help before we depart.
Are we going today or are we going tomorrow?
Well, we have basically most of the day left, so I think what we're going to have to do is, Elizabeth, you might want to go out and keep an eye out for the scouts. Or patrol, and then once you see them, give us a heads up so we can know that we actually have the opportunity to strike.
Well, I was also thinking, do you like addressing Creve directly? She just says, "Do you guys have tools or weapons that are with that are slightly broken? I might be able to fix a few things up."
He just sort of like holds up the picks up and like holds up the spear that he's got, and he says, "Well, it's not broken, but it's not great." And yeah, he essentially holds up what is a sharpened stick.
Yeah, I figured that's kind of what they were using. Hang on a second, Grim.
Yeah,
Don't we carry spare weapons?
we do carry some spares.
I will point out, this probably won't help them because they're not
But,
proficient in weapons.
True.
Well, yeah, that's also what I'm thinking. That's why we're avoiding them. Getting into combat.
They
But,
are
like,
they are a
we do
peasant
have
militia.
some spare, but
Yeah.
well, I guess we won't notice. Although it has come in handy before.
What's the thing, right? They gave them 5 days. It's been 3. That technically means that we've got 1 day safe. So in theory, they'll come not tonight, but the night after.
Or they might show up early, just you know.
I'd rather not take that risk.
Yeah, let's not gamble on their goodwill.
Because their strategies feel more like we'll just show up early just in case you were trying something.
They are watching.
Exactly. So if we build defenses, they're also going to know, and they might decide to react. Or at least if we build additional defenses, I should say.
Yeah, Kriv just sort of shrugs and says, "It's hard to call. I mean, they might have even seen that you guys are already here."
Perhaps. Well, that's why I will initially stay with you, and whilst the others go out and deal with.
When we deal with the patrol, Thesira and Grim
But
will
yeah,
stay
like-
behind.
Yes, but like I said, you should probably be going out there and start having a look.
All right.
All right.
I'll go
Or
see
actually, how long ago did you spot the other one?
What do you mean?
Kriv just sort of shrugs and says, "Yesterday."
Oh no, I thought Elizabeth spotted one or something.
No, I only spotted the people who were hiding up on the hill. I didn't spot the lower patrol.
Yes.
Okay, so then we should have you out there keeping an eye out.
Yeah, the idea of numbers from the patrol came from we were told 30 and we saw about 25, 26 up at the camp.
Well, that might also just mean they have 2 patrols, but that will be fine still.
Yeah.
I
can try and keep an eye out.
But yes, like I said, we need to get you out there keeping an eye out. Just the more we know, you'll know when to inform us, I'm sure.
Yeah. I guess if I use magic as well, that means Kelariis and Arya can just come straight down. You two can stay here. Saves me having to come back to give you the news.
Well, like I don't. Well, you're really gonna have to travel that far to. Well, like you.
Yeah, the other side of the village, by the way, is like maybe like 10 minutes.
Okay, fair.
Like at a brisk walk.
Oh, that's actually already a big village, to be honest.
It's more the fact that it's stretched out across a mountainside.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 10 minutes actually is even overdoing it.
But like, regardless,
it's
it's no significant distance.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Kelariis, you need to decide. Like, if you think you can get use out of your griffin, or if it will be too cumbersome. When I say cumbersome, I mean like, it might give things away. But on the other hand, the griffin itself might be covered. I don't know how attached you are to it, being magical and all.
I mean, I'm not going to deliberately send it in just to die, but
no, that's not what. Like, more of a like. It's more of a case of it won't be too upsetting. I hope, if anything happens to it.
I think we have an understanding about the situations we make it into.
Good.
I think at this point, Kriv like leans over to Thesira and in Draconic says, "Are they talking about a real griffin?" And Thesira's like, sort of, well, kind of.
Yeah.
I think I turn and give just like a half smile because, like, obviously I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean, can Elizabeth just say it's kind of It looks like a griffin, but it's
He said it in
not a
Draconic.
solid griffin.
I was like, do you understand Draconic?
I do understand and speak Draconic.
Okay.
I mean, I love how he didn't react at all to my statement about summoning an army of dire wolves.
He
was like, "That
he
was
wasn't
nice."
there for that conversation.
No, yeah, he wasn't there.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
right.
He didn't come back
Oh
yet.
yeah,
you
that's
could summon.
true.
We hadn't gone and talked to him, so
Yeah.
you could now mention that
Oh.
you could summon an army of dire wolves. That would help a lot.
No, no.
Like it's.
I mean,
Like,
he's
we don't need to tell them everything about abilities.
don't.
maybe don't make them think you're crazy before they entrust you with the safety of the village.
Yeah, let's just demonstrate rather than talk.
Well, like especially like this. The thing with the griffin, like if you decide to, then it will just be there. So they're just gonna see.
Anyway, if you want me on the other end of the village, keeping an eye out, I will head there now.
Well,
no
just
objection.
like from wherever you think is most convenient.
Well,
Okay.
it'll probably be easier being as close to the patrol as possible. I'll find one of the buildings to hide out in and just have Scarlet go high again.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
I have a
Oh.
proposition, and I kind of like look at Thesira. Would you rather go after the patrol, and I'll stay here with Grim? Wait, sorry, we're still doing that plan, right? My brain like
Yeah.
stopped
Yeah,
for
that-
like a
that's-
hot
that's-
second. and I-
I'm pretty sure
Um,
we're still doing that plan.
Thesira thinks about that for a moment and sort of says, I do want to deal with them, but I do want to keep these people safe as well.
I
You'll have
understand.
You'll have a chance to do both, no matter what you do.
I kind of just give Elizabeth a look like, not right now.
Sorry.
It's your choice, but I don't want you to feel like you have to stay here.
She thinks about it for a moment and just sort of says, as long as I get to take the fight to them, I don't mind. Stealth isn't exactly my thing.
Nor is it mine. But for the patrol, I think that is less of a prominent concern than it is when we take the fight to the rest of them.
I think at this point she continues to think about it, and there's clearly she's not sure she's clearly going over the two options. I think she just turns to Grim and says, "What do you want me?"
Well, I guess we haven't decided if you like. I guess you will. I can probably handle this, but I think for this first bit, speed is going to be crucial, and Kelariis has the magic to help in that case. When our second assault, I think we'll be fine. You can join in on that, at least without any concerns.
She nods, turns back to you, Kelariis, and says, "I'm happy with that."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're a unit, sure, but we're friends as well.
She doesn't acknowledge that. Her mind is just sort of made up at this point.
Then for the moment, shall we help with fortifications as much as we can?
Smart.
Creed nods as Craxus has made a couple more spikes to reinforce the second line. I think maybe if Thesira, Craxus, and I deal with it, and then there's always the opportunity that if they haven't seen you yet, then they might not see you.
I'll try and be quick about getting to one of those buildings on the other side of the village then.
Now?
I guess I'll take a moment to summon my mount, but otherwise I'll
Okay.
help out where they
Yep.
like me.
Yeah, you summon them out. You help bring the prepared spikes to Craxus, Creve, and Thesira, who take them outside and you can see them like you look out from the doorway to the tavern, like out into the square, and across the square where they sort of like haul it through the mud and like get it set up in the barricades. Elizabeth, give me a investigation roll.
Okay. Because yeah, like I don't necessarily want to go to like the most outermost village, outermost building on the other side of the village.
Yeah, you can
So,
definitely
like,
find a
still pretty out there.
point where you can get a vantage point. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, through Scarlet's eyes, you take in the scenery, and for the longest time, it feels like there's something you're missing. You don't see hide or hair of any patrol. And it's starting to bug you. Like something isn't quite right. And after a little while, you send Scarlet back and forth for a couple of sweeps. And eventually you work out what's going on here. So, from the air, it seems like there is there basically is no there's no sign of this patrol or how they get here or where they're camping out. And then it sort of strikes you. There must be, at least somewhere nearby, like a partial tunnel of some sort. Because there's no way that they can cross this open space without you being able to see them, unless they were invisible. The likelihood of them being able to be invisible is, you would consider to be quite low, especially if they're making these trips on the regular. There has to be like a tunnel point somewhere that is allowing them to sort of slip through like the nearby terrain undetected and come out somewhere else. And you think you've worked out where it is. Because there is a section of the side of the path that drops away as it winds back down the mountain. And if they're watching the southern approach, it's not the southern approach, like the western approach. If they're watching the western approach from further down the mountain, they are probably positioned somewhere close to this drop-off.
So I reckon that might be the exit to some sort of
yes. What they are probably doing is they are traveling a short distance across the space near to the village, slipping into a tunnel and then coming out the other side and just lurking in the mouth of the tunnel. Though if there is a tunnel from high up in the air, you can't see it. It's possibly somewhere lower down on the drop, like within the drop off to one side.
Yeah. Is there a way I can get closer or get a better angle without straying too far from the village? Do I reckon, or?
You can definitely like bring Scarlet in closer, but if she is, it does increase the chances that she'll be spotted.
Well, how long has it been since I last sent her up? Like, will it be more than an hour?
Yes, by this point.
Because I might just make her invisible again.
Okay, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, because I want to get like a solid vision on where they are before. Like, I want to be sure, and we want to be ready for this plan. So I want to see them first. So I'll just make them invisible and try and move us closer.
Yep. Okay. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
With
For
Scarlet.
Scarlet, yes. Okay.
Scarlet is way better at it than I am.
That is good enough. So you bring Scarlet, you return Scarlet to you, turn her invisible, and then send her back out again. And as you sort of bring her in close, she swoops down like low into the drop off by the side of the path, and sure enough, you notice that there is essentially like a trickling stream that runs like down the side of this drop off, like separate from the river that like curves down alongside. And it definitely looks like there is basically like a cleft in the rock that just it must go for maybe 40 meters or so before it comes out the other side, because it essentially runs under like part of the rock face that the village is on.
Yeah.
And as Scarlet descends, sure enough, you spot 4 chromatic dragonborn. Again, with the sort of the similar, like the head coverings that allow them to sort of like lie in like at ground level and be more difficult to spot. These guys are basically lying in. They're lying in probably like a good inch or so of mud amongst a bunch of shrubbery, and they are basically just watching this entryway. Or like the pathway into the village, and they have a fairly good vantage point. If you approached out this way without any like form of invisibility, they would almost certainly see you and slip away before you could get to them.
But if I approached from the village.
If you approach from the village, yes, which is currently the only way you can approach.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'd probably watch them for like a couple minutes to make sure that they're the patrol that's sticking around for a bit.
Yeah.
And then call Scarlet back.
So yeah, you watch them for a while. They pause briefly, like they like 2 of them shuffle in from their position, and like 2 of them shuffle out and like pause and like eat some like trail rations. But that's the only change that happens. They rotate the individuals. There are 3 red and 1 blue.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I'll call Scarlet, and Elizabeth will make a dash back to the others.
Okay. Yeah, you find them basically in the square, assisting with the reconstruction of the defenses.
Yeah, and yeah, she'll say, "I got a visual," and explain what she saw. And then she'll just say, "So I'm thinking if I take, well, technically the 4 of us, if you include Lyra, through their invisible, we should be able to get the drop on them. Bomb in with everything we've got."
On everything we've got.
Well, yeah, bomb in with a lot.
Enough. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it needs to be quick and effective.
Yeah.
So there are 5 in total?
4.
4.
Oh, sorry, 4.
Yeah.
I don't know
3
why.
red, 1
I was
blue.
like,
3 red, 1 blue.
oh, I heard 2 blue for some reason. I was like, wait, what?
No.
Okay,
3
no, I
red,
got
1
you.
blue. Which is 1 lightning, 3 fire.
Correct.
Well, guess if anybody has any objections, now's the last your last chance. Well, in that case, I guess it's time for you guys to head off.
How far from the village were they, like, time-wise? Probably not very far.
Yeah, no more than a few minutes, like, from the edge of the village. Just far enough away that they weren't immediately perceptible.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, yeah, she'll look.
Oh. Sorry, I was double checking my items to see, like, to make sure I'm not forgetting about anything they can do. I forgot that when I have my sword out, people around me get advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Oh,
I didn't realize that was the
Ow.
thing.
nice.
Whoops!
I didn't.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
To be fair, I, for the longest time, forgot that my boon gave temp HP, so, yeah, we're learning these.
It's fine.
Give us a break. We've only been playing for 3 years.
Yes.
More even, actually, at this point.
Yeah, much more.
And also remember that you have the ability to plant the baton in the ground now and basically make an aura.
Don't worry, I'm probably gonna do that when we go and fight the other group.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. So Elizabeth turns to Kelariis and Arya and says, "Shall we go now then?"
Mm-hmm.
Unless we have a reason to wait.
I don't. Guess you turn to leave then.
Okay, so the three of you head out.
And I'll send Scarlet on ahead so that she can watch and make sure they're still there before we jump round.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, as you head out, like Krieve watches you leave, but you notice as well, like the Key, the woman who was working as the doctor, also like she walks up to the everybody else like stays mostly like within the hall itself, but she comes to the door and sort of like watches the three of you leave. But yeah, the three of you head out.
I'd take them to maybe I guess just a little bit before the part where they'd be able to see us, and just send Scarlet around the corner to make sure they're there.
Yep.
Scarlet will still be invisible.
Yes, yeah. Scarlet is able to spot them again, getting as close as she needs with invisibility.
Yeah, and then just sort of leaving it, bring her back again, and would say, "Yep, they're still there." So we're just gonna. Are we just going all invisible and just dropping in on them?
Yep, seems to be the plan.
Okay. You cast invisibility, you expend your spell slot, and everybody make me a stealth check with advantage. So for Kelariis, that cancels out your disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, I didn't show up, so
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
Oh my god, y'all! I'm sorry!
honestly,
I don't know
second
what you
age stealth.
expected!
It's
Okay.
fine.
This is second age stealth right here in a nut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least I only expect one person.
Yeah, at least they're only gonna hear
well.
me clanking in.
I love
It's
as
like,
well
what's
how,
that weird noise? Clank, 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 clank.
I love how me and Arya both got natural 20s, but hers is literally 9 higher than mine still.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the three of you approach to within. Oh, technically, Lyra should make one as well, but
True.
And learn that 20, of course. Why not, right?
God, it's not gonna be now that you've said that. Fucking hell.
close
No,
enough.
but it's a 28.
Not quite.
Jesus.
Still 28.
She's a plus 12, man.
Can y'all fucking give me some of your stealth?
I would
am
like
begging
to.
you.
Yeah, can I give Kelariis one of my nat 20s?
No.
I got
God.
2.
Okay, so you get to basically probably within 10 feet of these guys. Let me just.
Oh, that's more than close enough.
Uh,
They're fucking dead. Omaiwamo Shinderu.
Uh,
Do that.
What, don't do the... Is that don't do the meme reference, or like don't be confident?
don't meme.
Don't get cocky.
Stop memeing.
This is a no meme chat.
You can never stop me memeing.
Why is that so far?
I'm a drop in behind these Dragonborn. Just go, hello there.
Okay.
And then you say nothing.
So you get within 10 feet of these Dragonborn whilst invisible. As the and as you do so, Kelariis, you I guess it's you're doing your best to walk quietly in the the fairly rocky terrain in your metal gear, and you're doing a fairly good job of it. Until at one point you're basically getting up to this edge. You've drawn your sword. You're getting ready to strike, and you feel your foot sink slightly further than normal into the mud, and your armor clanks together as it as you sink slightly further than you were expecting, and the Dragonborn who is basically within 10 feet of you sees this footprint appear in the mud, hears the noise, looks, double takes, and goes for a blade. I will say, because you failed your stealth check, you do not get the surprise round, or the initial round that everyone else gets.
Yep, that's fair enough.
So
they're surprised by the rest of us.
yeah, they are surprised. Well, so everyone is considered surprised except for Arya, Lyra, and Elizabeth. So go ahead and roll some initiative.
Let's do this. Look at me and my beautiful 192 hit points.
Okay, so Arya is going first, and yeah, because all of these guys are all surprised, Arya, you have advantage against them.
Alright, I'm gonna draw Frostbrand and attack.
This, by the way, this line is a 3-foot drop down, so it's not anything significant. But
Oh, okay.
okay, so you you leap forward, draw Frostbrand, and bring it down on the Dragonborn in the back. Hit.
And then Lyra is going to also. Oops. Oh, shit. Hold on. Close the character sheet. That's not what I wanted to do. Lyra is gonna come here and attack.
Okay.
Maybe if her character sheet will load for me. Hello?
Lyra, no.
Well,
There it goes. I had to I had to click edit and then
Oh, right, okay.
it reset it or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. Okay, so this Dragonborn turns in surprise as you basically materialize from thin air, and he watches basically as just a sword blossoms out of his shoulder as you ram it through him. He he's about to cry out in pain and reach for his own weapon as a direwolf also materializes out of thin air and just tears into him. And yeah, he doesn't even have time to scream.
Oh, rip in pieces. Holy
That was
shit.
very satisfying.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, that's pretty satisfying. Not gonna lie.
These guys all scramble for weapons, draw weapons.
They're
They're no longer surprised.
All right, yeah, go.
Yeah, because they get their turn in the initiative order, and then they are no longer surprised. Same for the blue guy who draws a battle axe and like begins to swing it. Kelariis, you your sword is already out, but you sort of like you recover from the moment and like spring into action. Elizabeth, you don't get advantage against these guys, but
I guess I will do the sick teleports behind you move.
okay.
Just to swoop. And I know this guy will probably resist any lightning I do on him, so I'm just going to firebolt him in the back of the head.
Okay. Okay, hit. Okay, the fireball explodes like flames like licking around him. He's still standing, but it was a significant hit.
Yep.
Arya, it's back around to you. You no longer have advantage, but well, at least from them being surprised.
It's okay.
I also forget that technically every time you roll a dexterity attack with advantage, you should roll it 3 times. But never mind.
It's fine.
Is this flanking? If I move here,
No. If you move behind him, it is.
so if I move like here,
Yeah.
Yes, that's flanking.
Okay. Roll once more, just in case it's a crit. It's not, so go ahead and just roll 1 damage. Okay. You like bring the blade around to like strike into him, striking him in the side. Lyra also gets an attack in. This guy like falls to like 1 knee, like bleeding profusely from like a shoulder wound, and like as like Lyra's jaws are like clamped around his arm, he's like trying to pry her off him.
Do they not get extra damage for attacking the same time?
Oh, they do. Yeah, extra D8 for both of you.
Yeah, roll that 2d8.
God, they're just gonna fuck this guy up.
Okay.
Look at that extra 9.
Yeah, like he's like bleeding profusely. He's not dead yet.
I'm not dead.
I'm not dead yet.
Strength
better.
saving throw. He stays standing.
That's unfortunate.
The Tura Dragonborn, Kelariis is technically still invisible, even though they know where they are or where you are. So I guess actually, like one of them will turn, like take 2 steps, and then like breath weapon to try and hit the 2 of you. So dexterity saving throw from Arya and Elizabeth, please.
Oh wait, actually, I wonder if both of you are.
Oh, that was a really bad dexterity saving throw, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's not great. I'll be alright.
You get 190 hit points, so I think you're a guy.
Yeah, so Elizabeth, you take 14 fire damage. Arya, you take none.
Oh no, 14 fire damage. Although I do have to do this.
Oh yeah, concentration check for
Nailed it.
Kelariis being invisible.
Laura's still invisible.
And the other remaining guy is going to attempt to shoot his heavy crossbow at the invisible Kelariis. That's a 3.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't think that would go too
It just like shoots away wide.
Yeah. All he has to go on is a footprint and a sound, so he just brings the crossbow up and just goes, "Buh!" and just fires wildly.
Yeah.
He probably.
You know what? I respect the effort.
Yeah, he
sir.
probably shoots as if the footprint is like actually to one side of you, like it's actually as if you're just stood normally, but you're like standing. Goes in front of you.
the Dragonborn who is currently being chomped on by Lyra will like wrench his arm free, like bloodied and like the sleeve of his like armor torn to ribbons, two-hand the great axe and just wildly swing at your face, Arya. He's going to go reckless swing, so he does it with advantage. That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
12 slashing damage.
That does mean your next attack on him will just have advantage, even if you.
It does, yes. And yeah, with his reckless attack, he'll bellow, ambush, fall back,
buddy.
Betty, I don't know where you're gonna fall back to.
You ain't going nowhere.
Kelariis, you're up.
Hi. Neither of the other two Red Dragonborn have been hit, correct?
No.
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to go for the one that's closer. I guess just here, cause fuck it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna swing at him, and hopefully he'll have a bad day.
Okay, go
He's
for it.
probably gonna have a bad day.
Probably gonna have a bad day. I hope he has a bad day.
You still have advantage
Oh.
because he
Well,
cannot
we'll-
see you.
Yeah,
I will
'cause
take
you're
that as my
invisible for the
first one.
attack.
Okay, so that's 23 and
wait,
21, 2 hit.
Sorry, I realized that the second one should just been normal, so that's fine.
Yeah, still.
I'll just roll them both.
Okay. So the guy who fired his crossbow at you, Kelariis, he doesn't even bother to reload it. Like he chucks it to one side, draws his sword, gets his sword halfway out of his sheath as you materialize in front of him as his like the blade just bites into the center of his skull and his head just like splits in half.
Ew.
Yeah.
I love how that's ew, but like you
think-
absolutely savaging that first poor red dragonborn.
Yeah,
Not
it's
you.
fine.
That's badass.
I think I
It's
moved from
fine.
here, correct? Like I think that was where I moved from. I'm not sure.
Give or take, yeah.
I'm gonna just move it next
Okay.
to this guy, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, block his avenue of retreat.
Yeah, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, the exit is in this-ish direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
technically, if we were using north, south, east, west, this would be like flipped upside down. But
That's fine. But
I thought it was easier to do it this way. Elizabeth,
Is the red dragonborn wearing metal armor? Probably not.
the red dragonborn. No, neither of them are wearing metal armor.
Okay.
Oh.
In that case, teleport.
Okay.
Because I can, and it's free. I have unlimited Misty Step.
Yep.
And I'm just going to electrocute this guy with advantage because I'm
Okay.
flanking.
Okay. Zap. Hit. Okay. He loses his reaction. He is still standing, although jolted.
Yep.
Arya.
Swing.
Okay, hit. Cool. So you, as this guy swings at you, he catches you, nicks you with the blade, which leaves a little bit of blood running down your arm. And your immediate retaliation is just to flip Frostbrand over and just drive it through the shoulder, down through the chest, and out.
LOL.
nice.
He's dead.
You appear to have caught a minor case of death.
I mean, I feel like we may have overestimated these guys. It was
mean, you
pretty
say that,
easy to
I've-
take them out.
When you say that, I've only used cantrips.
There are still
Alright, so
another 20 of these guys.
Yeah, I was like, we've got a
these
lot
guys
of them
were
to deal with.
easy.
Wait, they're easy to kill, but there's a lot of them, and they're only
Yeah.
easy to kill for us.
Yes. Again, 19th level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
we're
was gonna say, we're kind of OP right
Um,
now compared to these guys.
What's Lyra doing?
Yar.
Get her down here. Get her chomping.
PB
Didn't realize
pirate.
Lyra- Yeah, why is Lyra a pirate now?
I don't know. Oh,
Yar,
that's sad.
That does not hit,
Wait,
unfortunately.
if you'd moved, you'd had advantage.
Yeah, well, I already attacked, so.
Uh,
No, it's only if I attack.
Wait, did you have pack tactics?
No, as long as you're flanking.
I don't think
yeah,
Lyra does.
Lyra does have pack tactics.
Oh,
Oh.
then she has advantage.
Yeah.
25.
So that is a hit. Yes.
That's a number
Is
even
that-
funnier
yeah,
than
I was-
24.
Yeah. Okay. So wow, that is exactly enough to kill him.
Chomp.
So like
Oh.
this guy like is bringing his like after like doing his fire breath on Elizabeth and Arya, he's like draws his sword to like defend against you, Kelariis, gets shocked in the back, and like as he's like trying to recover from the electric shock, he's like raises up an arm to block something like that's coming towards him from behind you. You instinctively just drop to one knee, and this wolf just takes this man and runs with him for about 15 feet.
Like, oh,
She's like,
Lyra's,
die.
Lyra's MVP.
Lyra got 2 kills there.
She did.
She got
Yeah.
Lyra
I
killed
just love-
literally 50% of those guys.
I love how we were also worried about like, oh, what if they alert everybody? But like, they didn't have time to move. It's just-
Well, a shout did go up, but
well, yeah,
Yeah.
a shout.
We're so
That's
far
like-
away, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is a tunnel. Who knows how
It's a
far it
tunnel.
echoed?
yeah. So like a shout went up, and you have no idea if anybody heard that. Like it does echo a bit, but like it's kind of dampened by the cliffs. Hard to tell.
I mean, Elizabeth would turn to the others and just say, "We should probably get back," as if that was a more definite alert.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And if you can send an alert ahead to the others, that might be good. If you have anything to spare for that.
Yeah, I can definitely do ascending.
I don't know. Well, actually, how long did it take for us to get here? From...
Few minutes.
Oh, fuck it, never mind. We'll just run back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that far.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I thought it was
dash
for
double
some
time.
reason.
So you run back towards the towards the village.
Double time it.
In the meantime, Grim, can you make me a perception check?
Well, I guess I can. I
Technically,
can't promise
I
I'll
can.
see it.
Okay.
Oh my!
Oh, never mind.
Shit!
What do my
Goddamn.
blind eyes see?
Okay.
Like,
Well,
somehow.
it's not your eyes; it's your ears.
That's why
Oh.
he got it.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Also, he's not blind. Why are we?
Nah,
but-
Grim's blind. Have you seen him
Well-
looking for shit?
That is true.
Yeah,
It's
if he was
relatively
blind, he'd have
speaking.
disadvantage on trying to hit anything. Because never mind.
so you're standing in the village center, like sort of just keeping an eye open, like watching the angles, like patrolling back and forth as you do, just making sure that you're not going to be surprised. You're sort of contemplating about like how quiet it is on this mountainside at the moment, considering everything that's going on. When you hear like a faint sound, like that could almost have been a shout, like just sort of like echoes a little off the mountains, but it's difficult to tell.
Well, considering I know what I know, is any of the people near? Is anybody else nearby?
Creve is definitely standing nearby, as is Thesira.
Creve quickly shouts in pain loudly. Just a short burst.
Okay. he looks at you. Natural 20 on his performance check.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah, like he like I guess like he crumples dramatically, like clasping his arm, and just like bellows like a gruff like shout.
Oh, and maybe complain about carpentry or something.
He just curses in Draconic.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, that will do. I
Oh my god.
Okay.
He just stands up straight and says, "What was that for?"
I heard something, and I decided, if they think it came from here, people make mistakes. They get hurt doing things. perhaps you stubbed your toe. You know how, like, it's just cover.
I see.
I don't know why I tried to explain it that much weirdly, but yes, it's cover.
I understand what you mean.
Um,
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
It wasn't loud, but
Better
But it
safe than
was
sorry, I
something.
suppose. Yeah. I guess he sort of like stands there for a moment and sort of says, "Do you do this often?"
What, like scream?
Yeah, which part? Which part is really the question?
it depends. Honestly, like at this exact situation, maybe twice. Well, once or twice. Although it was goblins, it's not dragonborn, and ogres.
And also, you went there.
If I had a gold for every time this has happened to me, I'd have 2 gold, which is not much, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Hey, 2 gold is quite a lot.
That's pretty much it. Well, we've had, like, most situations have been less. Well, the forces have usually been more stealthy, flushing out cults and that stuff.
He's
Poor man.
he sort of nods and says, "Yes, Thesira said you had some previous experience with with them, I guess."
Yes, chromatics. We did kind of raid. Well, raid might not be. We boarded one of their pirate ships in order to free a hostage, and I guess, and we stopped them from stealing gunpowder. They mess with a lot of things. The more I think about it, like they had like this they had this storm giant. It was quite something.
I love Grim, who just says shit and like doesn't think about how other people around him are going to take that.
Yep.
It's very
Like-
good.
So
Look, he's just thinking out loud.
there's a beat where Creve is clearly trying to like understand if he heard you correctly or whether his common is not as good as he thinks it is.
Oh, buddy.
But then he just sort of nods and says, "Yes, okay, I see."
But no, this is one of the more minor inconveniences. The only problem with these situations is always it's not just ourselves that's on the line. Or
Yeah, he nods and sort of says, "Yeah, I've never been a leader in any sense of the word, really. I mean, up until 2 weeks ago, I was just another goat farmer."
Just another goat farmer.
well, that's how they all begin. Well, maybe not everybody starts with the goat farmer, but
Yeah, I don't think everybody's a goat farmer.
it's usually unexpected. Although I could tell you weren't like experienced, but like I wouldn't have guessed that you've never like led people before. You seem to have a knack for it. To a degree.
He sort of like smiles a little and says, "Oh, thank you. That's coming from a commander of a military unit. That's quite the praise." But no, I
I'd like to not consider myself a military unit, but yes,
I mean, we are.
we are, but currently we're charity workers.
Charity
Oh my
work.
god!
Yeah, I'm sure they would
Like,
love to be referred to as a charity case.
Look, not that I said that part. I did.
yeah,
not
I don't
say
think you
out
said that
loud.
part out. Yeah, I think he
No.
just sort of like looks at you quizzically and just sort of says, "Thesira said you led a band of mercenaries."
That is correct, but like, I feel like even though we technically are mercenaries, it's kind of evolved beyond just mercenary work, as you may have noticed.
At this point, the rest of them return.
'cause, oh,
Hey, so, one of them did get out a shout. We don't know how far it echoed down the tunnel, because yes, there's a big tunnel, but
oh, don't worry. We covered it up with some actually amazing acting from some crib here.
Yeah, you guys heard that, by the way.
Oh,
Right.
great.
oh, that's what. Yeah, in that case, let's just. Oh, that's what that was. I thought you'd actually
Anyway.
hurt yourself.
The scouts have been dispatched, so
Well, I think that's our cue.
Does that mean we're going up?
I guess that's well, you know what to do, Curve.
He sort of nods, like, props himself up on the spear and just sort of says, "Yep. If we
Well, don't-
get into any trouble, we'll call and we'll do our best to hold on."
well, we will be there within the minute.
I counted. There was like. There was three people who we actually saw holding the spears, right? Like.
Yeah. Well, everyone except you saw everyone except the doctor had a spear. So that was 4 people. But
Okay.
like the doctor does also seem to have a weapon. It's just that they seem to be more inclined to be helping people than hurting people.
Yeah.
Well, guess that means every second counts at this point. Everybody ready?
Thesira just undoes the strap that holds her sword in place.
Because I'm
Good.
going to cast Mage Armor on myself, but I would also offer to Creve if any of his people want magical armor.
Like, it's not like I feel like it.
If it makes him and his people feel better.
It's like the fact that you think you needed to offer this board, but like it's too late for me to say anything.
I mean, like they're not going to turn it down. There are 5 of them if you want to cast it on them all.
I can't cast it on them all, not without burning some much higher level spell slots. But I can do 3.
Okay. In that case, if you tell him that you can only do 3, Creve will say that the others should have it, and like he and Key will stand back.
Okay. I will give the other 3 mage armor then.
Yeah. Okay. You cast mage armor on the other 3.
It's only a touch, and it's not concentration or anything.
Yeah.
So they're just
Okay.
13
Yeah.
AC 13 plus Dex for 8 hours.
Okay.
It also means I actually have my ward, so
I think that makes their AC a grand total of 13.
yeah. Hey, that's a 30% improvement. That's pretty good.
It's the thought that counts.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
it's more just the fact that
worried
it's already
about
so low.
Peasant militia.
Yeah.
them.
It's a 30% increase in AC. That's good.
I'm so worried about them.
If that buys them like 30% more time for us to show up, it'll be okay.
Okay.
Also, like you said, you have a griffin. You can fly back super fast.
So you're casting invisibility on how many people? 6 people? 7
I was
people?
gonna say, yeah. Am I invisibility all of us, or
Well, like we don't need everybody to be invisible right
yeah,
away.
Am I just sending like a few of us invisible and we're going?
Yeah,
in
I
fire,
think
and
I
you
think
guys
the
are
plan
gonna-
was just like me and Lyra.
Like, yes, and then and then like once we give them like a head start, and then we start advancing invisibly as well.
Wait, but then so we still all need to be invisible. Or
Yeah,
is
but-
our
but,
Lyra
like-
But it-
Arya?
But it's casting on 2 to start, and then
Oh, so waiting for. Oh, okay. So waiting for Arya to cause the chaos, then I make all the rest of us invisible and we go.
Something like that, yeah.
well, because
Although actually, no,
she can
what-
only have it
what I was
active on
more
one group of
thinking-
people at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I was thinking or meant was So basically, Arya goes in invisibly, finds a safe spot, and then you just cast it on us, and then we get closer, and then
Yeah,
How-
I can't do that.
Yeah.
well, no, but then Arya doesn't have to be invisible the entire time.
But how will you know when Arya's safe?
We won't. We have to guess.
Okay.
Fucking rip
Um,
Arya, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
fuck
like,
me.
Are you
Well,
okay
like,
with that, Arya?
Honestly, we can just use message or whatever it is, if you really want to know. And otherwise, if Kale,
Because as soon as I summon direwolf, like my spell will go away, right?
Well, I guess we'll probably
Yeah.
be able to tell at that point that there's some fucking
Yeah.
direwolves up there.
yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah, if that's
I
what
think
she's
there's gonna be a
doing.
pretty clear signal that I'm going at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that's what
yeah,
she's
so I don't think it's gonna be that hard.
Oh boy, I can't wait to run these two combats simultaneously.
Yeah, aren't you gonna love that, Rob?
Yeah, hang on, let me redraw another battle map.
doing. Yeah, you're loving us,
Thought
aren't
you
you?
made it.
Let me
Ferrous
guess.
is
You
Ferrous
planned
has
like
regrets.
you probably like planned a village map, didn't you? And we're like thinking we were going to defend, and then now we're being proactive, and you're like, oh god damn it.
Hmm.
That's my
I
guess
think,
anyway.
I think Ferrous knows us well enough by now that he probably had both of these scenarios prepped, but maybe didn't expect us to fully split.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think it's a little bit different if we're
Yeah,
split up
maybe.
like this.
Our only requirement for going with scenario is that at least part of it was unplanned by Ferrous.
Because like, so there's me, Arya, Lyra, Kelariis, Grim, and Thesira. That's 6. That requires a 7th level spell slot to make us all invisible.
Well, okay, mate, that might be a bit much. Well, I think, regardless, I think we should just use a lower level slot, and then I think
mean-
some of us will go on.
I mean,
Disguise.
am I really going to use a 7th?
Well, don't say
Oh,
that,
wait,
because now you're
actually-
gonna fucking need it.
Yeah.
That's worth pointing out. I don't have a 7th level spell slot because we teleported here.
Wait, do you only have
Ah.
one 7th level?
Yep.
Oh, rip.
I,
Got
Well,
2
it's not
6s,
great, but
but only 1 7.
I mean,
I mean, it is a 7th level spell. Like, come on.
well, okay, I think we want to keep. We'll definitely use it on Thesira and perhaps on you, because like you guys can at least be somewhat stealthy.
well,
I'm
Thesira's-
small. Maybe
Well, here's an
okay,
idea.
like stealth is relative.
Well, here's
Fine.
an idea. What if we used it on me and you, Grim, and Kelariis and Thesira, or Kelariis and somebody else can take the airborne approach in the
I-
chaos.
probably can't carry anybody else except for Grim with me and still keep speed.
Yeah.
I think, right, Ferrous?
Ferrous is drawing a battle map. Ferrous cannot answer at this time.
Yeah, Ferrous is muted.
But,
But I think otherwise we just go with the We'll just go with the original plan.
I
Just,
mean, I could
Okay.
just take Grim.
Just-
Yeah,
let him
sorry,
down.
I
You
forgot.
go
I forgot I
aerial
was
and
muted.
aerial.
Yeah, you can only carry Grim.
Yeah, so you
And
two
still
could go
keep
aerial, and me
And
and
still keep
Thesira will
speed, yeah.
approach invisibly on the ground.
I think that will be best because an aerial target is harder to hit. Generally,
Generally.
Yeah.
like I know
Well,
that's
well,
not how
the thing is,
D&D works. I know
the
that's
thing
not
is,
how
you'll
D&D
only-
works, but you know, like
Well, the thing is, you'll take off
It's-
when. Oh, wait, actually, hang on. Thought.
when the dire wolves come out, that's the signal.
oh, just or just have Lyra howl.
Yeah, I feel like okay, that will be a good signal. Yeah, Lyra will start
Yeah.
howling.
So yeah, okay. So Lyra will howl, and at that point, you guys take off, and me and Thesira. Cool.
Also, just the thought of like just hearing this massive like loud howl and then just wolves everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shock and awe, baby.
They're like, what?
That's
And
exactly
then,
what's
oh,
gonna happen. Like it's gonna be something out of like a fucking movie.
Like we're gonna show up and then the wolves are just there like picking their teeth.
It's like, man, you guys are late to the party.
Although there is a third party that might intervene, which I haven't mentioned.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, no, I'm really worried about that actually, especially because we're gonna go in the air. But
Yeah.
it's fine. It'll be fine.
Well,
What's
yeah,
the
we'll-
third? What's the third party?
There is the
The
mysterious
other-
flying thing that we don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh, the dragon.
Yeah,
The probably
The,
dragon.
the
Yeah.
maybe, the probably dragon thing.
Probably the dragon, guys.
potentially.
Also, I found the perfect representation of Arya busting in on this camp.
Okay, so we're going for the forward group first, correct? Like the one that's on the ridge as opposed to like in the camp proper.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, we as
Well,
in
like
the
probably
the
just
rest
like
of us.
just-
Yes, Arya is going for the other camp. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, considering we're airborne, we might land like just behind him because why climb up on the ledge
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah,
you can land.
yeah.
But yeah, essentially yes.
Oh, I just had the worst idea.
Yeah.
I just had the worst idea, and it's dropping off of the griffin and just like slamming my sword into the
Oh my god!
ground.
Oh my god! That's a good idea.
So dumb.
Oh wait,
It would
don't
be
you have?
like a superhero moment. Holy
Oh.
shit!
It would.
Just
I mean,
Elizabeth
if there's
just
any
standing
time
there
to
in the
do it,
background,
it's 19th level.
Yeah.
Elizabeth's just standing there in the background, like, "Woo, superhero landing!"
Superhero
Yeah.
landing.
I mean, I
happening.
don't think I would do it from super high up, but like,
Yeah,
like what is
It's like
how
as
high
the
can I
griffin's
be
about
up?
to land, you might as well jump off like 10 feet left to go.
Yeah, like how high can I be up without taking like a massive amount of damage?
I think it's 10 feet.
Is it 10 feet? Okay. What if I did 20? Like that's like 2d6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per
Yes.
10 feet.
I
Yeah.
th- wait,
I
is it
said
per
them, like,
10 or per
20 feet up.
5?
And hey, for style points, if you pass a dexterity roll to land on somebody, I'll let you share the damage between you and the person you land on.
Yes.
Well, so here's the I want to do the thing is if I did that, I'd want to do the what is it, destructive wave, because that just looks cool.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It's like if you did well as a warlock in Destiny.
Oh, just-
but you actually
Oh yeah.
massive
yeah.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
I mean, none of you
Oh,
have
we've got
ever
a plan.
seen Agents of Shield, but there's a wand in it that if you like hit it on the ground, it releases a pulse wave, and that's exactly what I imagine this looking like.
Nice.
It's bottom tree stormcaller, just fucking landfall. Boosh.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
At that point, you kick in the.
Yep. Immigrant song.
Yep.
God. We're ridiculous.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
But
we are, and
it's
I love
great.
it. This is D&D. If we can't be ridiculous here, when can we be ridiculous? Second age anime coming never probably.
Never. But we can
No.
We don't have that kind of budget. What do you think we are? Critical Role?
Look, we can maybe we can maybe get like a free image slideshow.
I don't know. Maybe if Dave has
Throwing
like
image.
10. Maybe if Dave has like 10,000 friends, he can share this with that kind of budget. But
I think we
I
need
feel like
more
we're
than
gonna need more like
10,000.
100 to
Dave,
a million.
Dave, get your
like
million
100,000
friends
too.
over here.
Also,
Okay.
I feel like at that point I'm just like maybe we just shouldn't second age anymore. If
So-
a million people.
If a million people are watching this at any point in
like-
the future, I'm sorry.
Yeah, for real though.
Why? Are We're just some
this is-
idiots playing a game.
Okay, so you're making Arya invisible, and Arya is making an effort to sneak up the hill to this camp, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you doing anything else?
Well, yeah. I guess I'm making Arya, Lyra, me, and Thesira
Okay.
specifically, which is 5th level spell slot.
Okay, so going ahead and deduct that. Arya, are you doing anything else before you sneak up?
I don't
that right?
think so.
No pass without trace?
I mean, I can do past that trace.
Might as well.
Thesira's not coming with me, right?
Thesira's not coming with you, no, it's just you and Lyra.
Yeah, it's just you and Lyra going. Yeah, we're just going to be going up the hill once Lyra howls.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do pass that trace. Why not?
Okay. So in that case, make me a stealth check with advantage with a +10.
Cracks knuckles.
Heard. That's a 41.
That's
And that
They might
is
have, like,
35.
items there.
Not quite as good.
Not quite as good.
35. Not quite as good.
I mean, technically correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arya and Lyra, you sneak your way up. It feels like there is a growing exhilaration in the pit of your stomach as you walk up this field to what you know is essentially a gun line of crossbows. Knowing that nobody can see you, but it doesn't do anything to allay your like natural fight or flight fears. You have to like suppress them as you walk up towards this gun line, to the point where you basically like you're about to crest this gun line, and there's a like you find yourself like literally like staring down a barrel of a heavy crossbow, that is literally like it's aimed in your direction, but is like the wielder like can't even see you, like they're looking straight past you. You carefully like make your way around them, like slipping in between two members of this gun line, and make your way to the edge of the camp. As you sort of like descend into this pit, there is very little cover here. Like as you're moving down towards the tents and the individuals like gathered around them, there are you see three blue Dragonborn who are sort of like standing guarding the perimeter. There are two red Dragonborn in the back who are sort of like milling around, seemingly doing like maybe like a supply inventory. And then there are the two white Dragonborn that are still having like it's possibly not the same discussion Elizabeth saw them having previously, but they're still sort of like around this rock, like eating and drinking and like talking about stuff. You are from where you are currently like paused. You are maybe 70 feet from the closest Dragonborn and like 90 feet from the middle of the camp.
Well, I want to get in like the best range for maximum chaos.
Well, what is the range that you can summon your wolves at?
Isn't it within like 60 feet?
Let me check.
I only know
I remember it
it's
filling
really
the entire
cozy.
room. It wasn't a small room.
You know what? I'm gonna take you to your battle map.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can take individual players.
Yes, you can.
60 feet.
Okay. So like within 60 feet of you is pretty much at these guys.
Yeah, and I can summon what rating are dire wolves?
CR1?
Yes.
I think the one.
I can summon 8 dire wolves.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Yep.
So
This time they won't just.
you will still be invisible if you cast this, because it's not an aggressive action, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure invisibility just says if you cast it. Yeah, it just says if you cast a spell.
Oh, okay. So you will no longer be invisible, but Lyra will still be invisible when this happens. So
I can actually upcast it. And
can you?
Yes.
Does it list an additional effect if you upcast?
It does.
But does
higher level say?
it comes from a special ability? So does it actually have? Does it say you can upcast it in the ability itself? Because hang on.
Oh yeah, the ability might say you can only cast it.
Because it is from one of these primal guidance. No, rugged authority. No. Which one of these is it? Ranger Path Shaman? No. No, not Spirit Animal. Animal Aspect? No. Primal Aspect? No. I can't find which one of these it is. Hang on, I'll look it up in the book. That'll be easier.
Isn't that one of those special features?
It is. Homebrew range of variants. It is. Oh, it's called Spiritual Aspect. I apparently forgot to put it in. It is cast automatically as a 7th level spell slot.
Oh my god. Okay.
So it's cast at 7th level, and you can't upcast it. It's only at 7th level.
What's the spell called?
I think I've written it out how it should be.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it says
but
it says in the upcasting thing you get 3 times
as many with a 7th level spell slot, but I
No.
don't remember if I automatically upped it.
Yeah, what's
It
the
is
spell
just
called?
conjure animals, right? Or conjure.
Conjuring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's look up the spell.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, so it's hang on.
Oh yeah, because it says two beasts challenge rating 1 or lower, and then at 7th level, that'd be if you, 3 times as many. That would be 6 challenge rating 1 or lower.
there's only 6. Well, I said only 6 dire
Yeah,
wolves.
Only
Yeah, so it's 6 dire
wolves.
wolves, not whatever you said previously.
8.
But yeah, that's
But
still
that is the highest you. That's the most you can get.
Yeah.
Still a lot.
Out of that spell,
Also, hang on.
there is no
no,
there is no up.
There is
from
9th
there.
level upcast.
It doesn't
Yeah,
say
there is.
in.
Yeah.
But she can't get 9th
Times
level
as
upcast anyway.
Oh.
So
Or yeah, sorry, but just like as the spell itself.
And,
okay.
Yeah, direwolf CR1. So 6 direwolves.
Get them. That's still a
Uh,
lot of dire wolves.
It is a
Yeah.
lot of dire wolves.
I mean, if I just do some quick maths here.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, position those where you wish within 60 feet of you.
If I just do some quick math here, that is still an extra 222 hit points that she's just conjuring out of nowhere.
I think that's a bit further than 60. Like 60, your 60 is here, like this line here.
Oh. Can I not get closer? That's
That was what I was asking.
Oh yeah. Well then I want to get closer.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
position yourself where you want to be. Place your dire walls. Oh, actually, if you're getting closer, make me another stealth check with the advantage plus 10. Okay.
Wow, that is the worst.
That's
stealth check.
27. I do actually need to roll to see if they can beat that.
You're gonna have to roll Lyra as well, I guess.
Yes, Lyra as well.
Unless Lyra's not moving.
Well,
You got better than I did.
30.
No, not that one.
Oh no, sorry. 33. No, 32.
That's a
5 was the lowest roll you had.
21. So no, they do not detect you.
Oh, 21 is impressive. On their side.
So I'm good.
So you're good to position wherever you want, as long as you don't get within like 10 feet of them, because I'm gonna need to roll again. But
Just gonna creep a little bit more forward.
okay.
Direwolf surprise!
Okay.
Oh man, I wish I could see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be good.
You got one more to place.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what weapon do you have drawn currently?
I was. I guess Guardian. Sorry.
Okay, so you've got the longbow drawn. So, I'm just to describe this scene. So the Dragonborn around the camp, are interrupted by a long and lonesome howl. That they all turn to towards the source of the sound, but see nothing. Only for essentially out of thin air, a single white-haired elf just emerges, like reciting an incantation, like under her breath. And as this group of Dragonborn like all draw weapons to like pull towards the source of this thing, like 6 dire wolves just begin to materialize out of thin air, and also take up this lonesome howl. I'm going to need you to roll initiative as I take the others to their battle map. Oh
So,
yes,
Luke, I
you
hope
need.
that's an accurate representation of how you're laughing.
It
That's
is.
a lot.
Oh, where's the singer?
Just going
Yes, hang on, I'm doing
slightly
it
mad.
now.
Arya's so happy. Luca's so happy.
So I don't think Arya's happy.
Yeah.
I don't think
Arya's never happy.
Arya's
Except
happy.
with
That's not
Jordan.
Arya's so
Or
fantastic.
Kelariis.
Like
I was gonna say,
Arya,
excuse me, we bros.
Yeah, with
Also,
Jordan with
we talked
Kelariis.
to like
he's happy.
Simone and stuff.
Yep, she has friends.
yeah.
Friends?
Like-
I have a relationship.
Yeah.
Friends, mom.
I'm the only one who's
Uh,
partying with a relationship, so
You are. You're not the only one who's gotten down, though, if you know what I mean.
Hate that.
I mean-
I still don't like thinking about that. It's still upsetting. Oh, why is my griffin injured?
Because his health bar wasn't at full.
Oh,
I
sorry.
also-
Because yeah, the last time we used him, he took damage, and then we didn't ever correct it.
I can't see it.
That's okay. He's got like 59 hit points. He's okay.
Let me change that.
I need to name him. I keep saying I need to name him, and then I never do.
Oh come on, visible to. I hate this new
Archimedes.
interface. There we go. Save.
Just call him Archimedes. It'll be fine.
Everyone should now see the health bar. Okay, so you hear this howl, and like I guess you're making a break from the cover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I'm assuming that Kelariis and Grim are like getting on the Griffin.
I mean, we
and then
probably
me,
were waiting on top
Yes.
of the griffin and just like
Yeah.
ready to go,
and
basically.
me and Thesira are just gonna start walking forwards.
Okay. Well, I would presume running because you're going to have to struggle to keep up
Oh,
with the
yeah,
griffin
running.
otherwise.
Yeah, running. I'm gonna run.
Okay, so Elizabeth and Thesira will start down here.
Right.
Grim and Kelariis will be on the griffin. What is the griffin's fly speed?
80 feet.
80 feet.
So
So
fast, boy.
if you dash straight out,
We
you
just
will
get
get.
there, right? Sorry,
These guys are moving. I'm going to say they get to the edge of the board. They are moving 60 feet because they're dashing towards the thing. So that's it's 180, 16. So it is. You can be. Yeah, so you can be within 100 feet, which is like up to the back line.
Okay. I mean, I
You
guess
could
if
just
we,
be
like,
there.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably unless Grim has objections, we're just gonna book it as far as we can.
Could be right.
I
up
the only objection I have is flight, but I kind of
Yeah, well,
opted
just
into
fucking
it.
hold on and close your eyes, Grim. Just don't think about it.
No, it's not like I'd admit it. I just
I know.
Okay.
The Griffin will let out a call when you're on the ground. It's fine.
Oh, I mean, Grim will know. Grim
Yeah.
will feel
Yeah, I
me
think
jump
you'll
off
feel
the
it.
Griffin.
Do you want you jump off the Griffin, open his eyes, and go, "We're not on the ground yet."
Yeah.
just
So sorry, it was
falls
100
off.
feet.
Yeah, so anywhere within 100 feet of the board edge.
Okay, hold on. I need to
Bombs away.
navigate around some of the things and so I guess like here ish. Yeah, because I can't get any further. Or do we want to be like on top of this group here? Minnie.
It's your decision. I am not paying attention. I
Um,
was thinking,
Arya, your
Fine,
dire
what
wolves
is-
have separate initiative, by the way. You need to roll them in.
I don't have sheets.
You should do.
Let me double check something.
Under
Actually,
monsters, beasts.
I'd actually.
Yeah, you do. Hang on. Show.
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
found it. There's so many
You know what? I'd actually really like it if you left one of the sides.
Okay,
To me.
that's fine. Okay,
Either
then...
You take the 100 on the left, I'll take the 100 on the right.
yeah, okay.
Because there's a feature on my staff that I've been wanting to use for so long, but it's massive AoE and everyone's always been too close to the bad guys, and I want to use it.
No, that's fair. Okay, then I'm going to get us over to this...
Oh, you did. Only need one direwolf initiative, Arya. Chill.
Oh, sorry.
Arya just fucking going for it. Luka.
Yeah, they all move with the same initiative, it's fine.
Yeah, there's
though.
one
First one.
initiative for all direwolves. Yes, it's a 20.
20 on that first one's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, Ferrous, I'd like to, I guess, get over to here, and then I'm probably going to do my stupid plan and jump off.
Okay.
When I'm like 20 feet up, because I have no... Why not? Like, what else am I going to do it, honestly?
Okay,
Drop on the blue boy.
I think I'd actually rather drop on the red one, because I think I can hit more of them with my thing if I am also able to.
Okay, so
Alright, fair.
Kelariis is fucking paradropping. Grim, are you paradropping as well, or are you staying on the griffin that's 30 feet in the air?
From 20 feet up, by the way, just to be clear.
Oh, 20 feet,
like,
okay.
I don't think I'm I think that I think I might forget that for a second. I'm just happy to get to the floor. So I will probably I'll jump off the other side.
Okay.
Not necessarily hero stance.
Oh, are you also paradropping?
Yes, of course.
Hang on. Move
Well, you are
to
currently
back.
in the griffin.
Yes, hang on. I'm fixing it.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
have a
you're jumping
question.
off the side. So I need dexterity rolls from both Grim and Kelariis to land without being knocked down.
This is going to be unfortunate.
Not a save.
Just a, yeah.
No, it's just a
It's
dexterity
just a-
roll.
Well, fuck.
Because it's not a save against the damage. You take the damage anyway.
This is fair.
Okay, unfortunately, Grim, this is gonna knock you prone.
Mhm.
It's only half his movement.
No! It wasn't worse!
No.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
No.
Why are you guys the worst at this?
Because we're not dexterous.
Okay,
that's
and
not
you also do not get to share this damage with the person
okay.
who you land on. So yeah, you both take 7 bludgeoning damage. Grim, I'm gonna say your armor does not reduce it.
Because that'd be stupid.
Like probably enhances it.
Yeah. Well, it reduces it, but then enhances it. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Um.
For the intensive overcoming resistances, this damage is classed as magical.
Also, just an FYI, I'm gonna have to leave soon.
Oh god, yes, you are. Hang on.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, let's get straight into this. And
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Roll
it might just be a
initiative,
cliffhanger.
yeah.
Oh, I guess I
Okay.
should we also roll initiative?
Yes, everybody else roll initiative. We'll start with Arya with the direwolves. Arya, what are you up to? Actually, no, I've got a much better soundtrack for this one. Hang on.
Do I also roll for the griffin, or does it just kind of exist?
You can roll for the griffin as well.
The best part is all those direwolves have pack tactics.
Actually, no. This is fuck Soul Calibur. We're going real hard.
Fuck Soul Calibur.
We're
Fuck
going
Soul Calibur.
we're going super
I'll-
hard.
Grim.
Woo! I'll catch
That
this here
initiative.
for you as well, Ferrous. As soon as my map stops fucking up.
I am on point.
Oh yes, the zero as well.
like
Yeah, thank
eight.
you. Okay, so well, we'll do direwolves first. Direwolves get some attacks in. So just go ahead and roll 6 attacks. All of them except 2 have advantage.
Chomp.
Oh my god.
Oh, one of them got a crit.
Nice.
Okay. So we'll go in descending. So first guy is a hit for 13 piercing. Second guy is a hit for 12 piercing. Which one do you want the one in the middle to attack? Which of the white ones, right or left?
Left.
Okay, he takes 9 piercing. Oh wait, that's right. Hang on. He takes 9 piercing.
Chomp.
Oh wait, hang on. Can you do me a favor? Can you roll me 4 more d20s?
Like together?
Yeah, just 4 more d20s. Okay, that's not better. That's better. That's not better. That's not better. That still isn't going to help the... Oh no, it is going to help the other direwolf. So the direwolf that got a nat 1 technically has advantage. So he takes... This guy takes 11... Ooh, 11 piercing.
Nice.
This guy is a crit for 20. And then the last guy is a regular hit for 11. Grim, you're up.
Don't forget their strength saves.
Yes, I'll do those in Grim's turn.
Okay, I will just attack. Well, I'll get up and my sheep broke. I'll get up and I'll swing at the guy next to me. Gee, why is it doing this?
Oh yeah, Ferrous, you might want to
Oh,
roll
there we go.
initiative for our bad guys.
No, I don't need to.
Oh, they just use the same.
They will use the same initiative. I can see them. You can't. There's 3 hits. 2 of these guys are knocked down.
3. 1. 3. There we go.
Nice.
Well, I
Nice,
guess
nice.
there's one more thing I do.
Okay, so that is 12, 22, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Okay. Okay, yeah. And that's a shield bash.
Yes. So you knock him down.
He fails.
Okay, well, he's on the floor. Oh, yeah, and I am standing up. Well, I can do that myself, can I?
Okay. Okay, the guys with the red Dragonborn all turn to face you. Several of them are, well, 6 of them are just gonna, no, 5 of them are just gonna shoot crossbows at the big flying thing, because that's really the only thing they can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a 10, a 14, a 19. What is the AC? Just tell me the AC.
12.
12. Okay, so that is 9, 16, 18, 19. 19 piercing damage to the Griffin.
In total?
In total.
Okay.
This guy is gonna jump in, so is this guy, and this guy. And they're gonna start swinging with clubs. 2 guys against Kelariis with advantage because you're down. And then another 2 for the other guy. Only a 21 hits you. You take... I somehow managed to roll strength for that guy, not his attack roll, but...
Close enough.
You take 6 bludgeoning damage, Kelariis.
Okay.
And... next guy's against Grim. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They're beating a 21.
Yep. 1 is a natural 20 for 8, 9, 10, 11 bludgeoning. And 1 is just 5 bludgeoning.
Reduced?
Yes. No magical. Yeah, Arya, you're up.
Okay. And I would like to use my Relentless Hail boon.
Okay.
Do I get 3 attacks still?
Yeah, you get 3 attacks at +1, so use the one that's +1, not the one that's +3.
Okay.
Who are you targeting?
Oh, that would be important, wouldn't it? Targeting this one?
If you target the ones that are down, you technically have disadvantage.
Oh, okay, well, I'm targeting this one, and I guess this one.
Okay. So roll that 3 times. Yep. That's 3 hits. No, 2 hits so far. 1 more. 3 hits. Roll damage. 12, 12, 12.
Wow.
Nice.
And then Lyra's gonna rush in.
Okay.
And be on this side.
Okay.
Attack.
Go for it. Has advantage. Hit. Boom. Okay, he takes a chunk of damage. He's going to get up. All of them are going to stand up. And go crazy with their axes. Reckless. 1, 2, 3.
I feel like I just rolled 12 3 times.
15 damage to that wolf. 12 damage to that wolf.
Oh yeah, the most important part of making Ferrous fight himself. Kind of.
Sorta.
Griffin, what is Griffin doing?
Does it just take any order from me, or do I have to order it?
It does things if you give it orders. If you tell it to leave, it'll leave.
I mean, I think I would have. Nah, I think it'll hit whichever one is closest to it. I think I just told
Okay.
it to continue descending. That's why. So.
Okay, it will descend. So go ahead and make attacks against the closest guy.
I would assume it's this one above Grim here.
Yeah.
Let me see. What does it do? One with beak. Wait.
One with beak, with talons, I think.
Plus.
Okay, so
Oh.
first one misses, second one is crit.
Nice one, Griffin.
I think that will.
Okay, that is 13 damage. This guy takes like a big claw swing across the face. Thesira. Oh yeah, she crossed across the hint. So it's that. Yeah, if you every time you cross a grey line, it's 5 feet more. By the way, so
Oh, okay.
she will sprint. She's still invisible. Kelariis, you're up.
To know.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up. And then immediately slam my sword into the. Well, I guess it's not really slamming my sword, but style points slam
Okay.
my sword into the
Hot
ground.
douche.
And it's each creature within 30 feet. So basically, all the enemies in 30 feet of me. So
Okay.
I think everybody.
It's
in
yeah,
this
it's
area.
everyone in that half. Yeah.
Correct. Let's make sure. I think this will roll correctly. It's a con save, I do believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a con save.
That's a good rule.
1, 2,
Yeah, that is
3,
a good roll that I did there.
Like, that's
5.
Oh, nice.
I think it's the best roll I've done on this so far.
1, 2. Okay. One
look at those sixes.
pass.
It's a beat of 17, if that's helpful.
Okay, yep, that's fine. It's 2 saves and the rest failed. So, and you take half as much, so it is 46. So that is, well, it's 23, of course, because it's 23 doubled. That guy takes 23. Oops, not plus 23, minus 23. This guy takes 46 and explodes. This guy takes 46 and explodes.
Explode?
This guy takes 46, explodes. This guy takes 46, explodes. This guy takes 46 and also dies because Grim beat the shit out of him.
Yeah!
Okay,
Oh,
so they all turn, like draw like maces, like cruel like cudgel clubs, and just like go to like assault this newfound threat. Kelariis like hits the ground, like misses the swing, like just gets up from one like the one knee landing after like the Dragonborn takes a swing at her. She just flips the blade around and just wham and just annihilates half the battlefield. Elizabeth, you're up.
So I guess I'm just dashing
Mm-hmm.
to there.
Okay.
I can't really teleport in, so that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Where I want to be anyway.
The 2 white Dragonborn will draw long swords and take swings at the direwolf. The direwolf AC is 14, so that is 1 hit.
Nice.
For 5 damage. Wow, that's terrible. These guys, like, they're massively caught off guard, and they're not landing their hits against the direwolves. Direwolves, another round. Luka.
She's off. She's doing
She's
it.
gone.
No, I'm doing
Oh no, you're doing it. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
taking the roll.
Yeah, roll 20's taking a hot second, I think.
Okay.
Wham, wham,
Yeah.
wham.
Roll 20's like, what's happening?
It's like, why are there so many? Why are you making this roll so many times?
Okay, so this guy dies. One guy is torn to pieces by direwolf.
Roll 20 cannot handle the sheer power of these dice.
This guy takes 10 damage. This guy takes 9 damage. This
I
guy
just want to point out, on
takes 10.
34 dice, you've only rolled below a 10 like 4 times.
Dang.
This guy
Doing
takes
good, Luka.
9. This guy takes 8. Grim, you're up.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to move. The only one that's in range with 3. Smack him real good. I'm not sure if they're gonna die or not, but we'll find out.
Well, just roll the first one because there's a good chance. So that is... First one misses, the second one is a hit for 18, which just cleaves him in two, even with his
And
resistance
I
to
will-
fire damage.
And I'll keep on going to there. That's all I can do.
Okay.
So please.
Seeing the terrifying wave, or terrifying shockwave, like completely annihilate several of their friends, the remaining guys reload their heavy crossbows and take probably 3 shots at Grim, 2 shots at Kelariis.
Okay, guys, I've really gotta go. So
Okay.
I apologize,
Okay.
but you can
No, it's
finish
okay.
my.
Yeah, we'll resolve.
Oh, that's
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
let's go.
bye. Good
Bye.
luck
It's
with
alright.
whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so against Kelariis, only a 21 hits for 4 piercing. Against Grim, the only one that hits is a natural 20 for 12 piercing.
Man, again in that 20.
Okay, I will resolve Arya's turn. I guess she will just... Actually, you know what she'll do? She's well in range to cast... whatever it's called. I wanted to call it Blade Barrage, but that's not right.
Oh, the
teleport.
Not step of the wind. Oh,
Step of the
God,
Wind.
not that one.
No,
The other one.
That's Monk.
It's something wind, right?
The whatever Windblade.
Steel Wind Strike.
Ah, there we go.
There is a wind in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
All
5
of us
times.
scrambling.
We're professionals.
Nice.
No, we're not. So that is
Shit,
1,
I didn't
2,
know that.
3, 4, 5.
God, I
Oh
forgot
my
how much
God.
damage that does.
Yeah.
6d10. That is how you say
Uh,
crazy.
Okay.
Also, please don't stand like
Dead.
within 60 feet.
Dead. Very badly wounded.
That big zone.
Lyra will chomp a guy. And finish him off. One of the commanders goes down. Remaining guy will take swings against the direwolf. And one direwolf is getting low.
Oh no.
One blue guy will run to meet Grim, and the other blue guy will run to stand here and dodge. Grim is going to go reckless on your face for 24 to hit for 8 slashing. Griffin.
Sorry, I just slammed my window shut because somebody's smoking weed.
Great.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Also, I'd like Thesira to go to the right of this guy.
Okay.
I think that the Griffin will probably take to the air at this point. It's not really gonna do a lot on the ground,
Yep. Okay.
so it will just circle and, if needed, probably dive.
Okay. I'll just
Dive
pop it to
bomb
the GM layer. Thesira will go. Yeet.
Yeet.
And actually, she will use her special ability.
Yes.
And she's gonna call out in Draconic and challenge the Berserker to a duel.
Oh my girl.
He has to make a Wisdom saving throw. He fails. So he suffers disadvantage to hit anyone that is not Thesira.
Right, Grim, you can't interrupt the duel now. That's the rule.
Sure.
It has
Kelariis.
to be an honourable duel.
It's
Please.
Yeah, I think
go to the
hearing
right, to the left
that
of this guy.
it's fine. Well, it's lightning or something, right? It's totally fine.
Well, no, that bit's thunder.
Oh, well. I mean, I do
Wait,
want to go fight somebody,
Yeah.
so
I mean, there is going to be a lightning line, but
I'm gonna just stand over here and fight this guy.
okay. Well, I'm sorry if I hit you with a lightning bolt.
Well, I mean, you haven't told me that's what you're gonna do, so I don't know that's what you're gonna
Yeah.
do.
No.
So
I know Clarence can take it, so I'm still going to do it.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this guy.
A true
Okay.
team player.
Yeah, for real.
No.
Maybe.
Hit.
So hot. Oh, nice. Okay. How bad's this guy looking? I don't think he's been hit at all.
He has not been hit. However, you kill him.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Like he rushes towards you, like raises his mace to like hit you, and you just you cut him at the shoulder, like almost severing his arm, and then just finish him with a second swing.
Okay. Cool.
Elizabeth.
Cool. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Then yes, I can reach there. Swoop.
Okay.
Bonus action, and I activate the Thunder and Lightning ability.
Okay.
So every creature, there's now a deafening thunderclap audible to 600 feet.
Okay.
And every creature within 60 feet of me, which is all the remaining guys, need to make me a DC 17 con save or take 2 d6 thunder damage.
Okay.
And then at the same time, these 3 need to make me a DC 17 dex save or take 9 d6 lightning damage.
Okay, so they all fail the con save, and 2 of them pass the lightning save.
So roll.
Oh wait, no, sorry, you're only hitting 3 of them, right?
Yeah, I'm hitting those 3 with the
nice.
lightning. Oh, max damage on the thunder though.
Okay, so that's 12 off everyone.
Everyone?
No, everyone who's within
Yeah,
60
all of
feet
the
of
enemies.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, all the enemies. That's why I was saying don't get within 60 feet of that bit, because I'm gonna blow them up with thunder. I've never used that ability
I'm being
before.
very, very loud.
Yeah, but I wanted
I
to
hope
use
it won't.
Okay, and 3 of them you're hitting with a lightning bolt, right? Which ones are you hitting?
Yeah, those.
Oh,
3.
those 3. Okay, cool.
So I'm
They
drawing
are
like
all
that.
completely just. They just become a scorched mess on the side of the hill.
Yeah. Taking 12 thunder and then 28 lightning.
The remaining commander is going to order a retreat and attempt to disengage. Oh wait, let's change back to the battle map. Direwolf round. Oh boy. You know what? I'm just going to roll this manually because I know they have a +5. Move that guy to there. Actually, yeah, let's just swamp the remaining guy because I have nothing better to do with them. Oh god, okay, that's 4 failures. 1 hit, 1 crit.
Nice.
So those 4 fail. That's 1 hit, which is... What's the previous damage? 2d6, okay.
Oh, you're doing all the direwolves manually.
Yep, because it's quicker.
Ah, okay. Yes.
That's 1 very
I
dead
just can't keep
guy.
track of them, then.
Oh, okay, so they were... It was... shit, I've already
Well,
forgotten.
don't
Okay.
about it too much.
And then this guy takes... 17. Okay. Grim.
Well, I guess, should I honor the thing?
Do what?
Oh, wait, what did you say?
She said what because she didn't hear what you said.
Oh, should I honor the duel? Because, like, we're just trying to kill everything.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, we could start heading up to the.
Yeah, there is another dude up here, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't actually reach him.
You throw some war darts.
Yeah.
You know, fine. Just have a.
You get to do an actual blade barrage.
Yeah, you have to do the spin like Hunter.
Yeah, just jump in there, just...
Yeah. Grim's not dexterous enough, but it's a funny thought.
Like, he jumps into the air.
His
and then
knives
just-
also don't explode.
Yeah.
Not yet.
All of those
Yeah,
hit.
that's
So,
pretty good though.
It is above average. for my
so
dart
yeah, like
damage.
a brace of war darts just hits this guy, and he staggers a little, but he carries on charging. One guy left. I'm gonna make a morale check for this guy. That is a failure, so he's gonna retreat because he just watched like literally all of his friends get blown the fuck up, and he's gonna attempt to run back towards camp.
Yeah. Can't blame him. Like,
Meanwhile, Arya is running out of targets, but she'll go to here, and yeah, you know what? She'll take another shot with the.
quite literally killing them at a rate of a kill a second.
Yeah.
Guardian's Arc. Hit. 10 piercing. Is that enough to kill him? It is not. Lyra will join in with the quite literal dog pile. For another 13 piercing. This guy's looking very rough. Blue guys. 1 blue guy versus remaining dog. Oh! Manages to down a direwolf.
Oh no.
1 direwolf down.
I'll never forgive this act.
1 blue guy, like, literally leaps forward and attempts to cleave your skull with an axe, Grim.
Well,
You like... oh no, that is with advantage because he's reckless swinging, so that is 21.
that is a hit.
So, okay, he brings it, like, crushing down into your shoulder plates for 10 slashing damage.
That's fine.
Griffin is still doing nothing, I presume. Oh wait, hang on, I forgot to do the other one's attack against Thesira. That is a 24. That is a hit. That is 11 slashing damage, but it is a... Because she is a follower, that is 1 damage point. So she goes from 7 health to 6 health. It is now her turn. And I guess, yeah, she's just going to go ham with the terrifying strike. 11 slashing damage. And he has to make a wisdom save again. He does succeed, unfortunately. Otherwise, he would have had disadvantage against literally everything. Kelariis.
Alright. I'm gonna go chase down that guy that's running.
Okay.
I've decided. Oh, is he actually at the edge of the map, like where he is?
Yes.
Okay.
He's basically like running along the edge of the cliff, which is not quite a straight line, but close enough.
I mean, I've got to stop. So he's heading like in this direction.
Yeah, he's heading up, and like once he gets to like this corner up here, he'll be going off the map.
Okay. Then I'm going to. I guess I'm just going to Misty Step in front of him because I don't want him to get away. I'll just start hitting him. Wait, let me mark off the spell slot first so I don't forget.
You have to do the spell slots on Misty Step.
Fuck me.
Miss hit.
That's fine. It's not looking. This guy's not looking so hot. I don't think, right?
Yeah, he's reasonably healthy compared to the others.
Well, the others are all dead, so.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say. I mean, compared to the others,
Compared to the other reds, yeah, he's looking pretty good.
Yeah. You know what? I might smite him just because I want this to not drag on forever and ever and ever.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll second. I'll first levels.
Okay. First level smite.
That seems reasonable.
Okay, you teleport in front of him and clothesline him, but with your sword.
Rip.
Bye head. I guess.
Yes.
Hope he wasn't using it because he's not there anymore.
Elizabeth.
Cool. But the reckless strikes have to be within 5 feet to get advantage, right?
Yes.
Screw it. Swoop.
Teleport. Okay.
Swoop. And
Attack with advantage.
You know what? I'm actually. Which does more? Yeah. Why would I use stick when I have taser hand?
Yeah. It's a hit. Oh wait, he only takes half from that.
Yeah, 'cause he's blue.
He's blue, so he only takes half.
He's blue.
The last guy will disengage. I won't bother to switch over because I know basically how this is going to go down because there are 3 direwolves dogpiling him. That's a natural 20 again. Okay.
I'll be honest. I kind of feel a little bad.
I don't.
Yeah, like
But
this. Like, I think this is the most ridiculous Arya has ever been. Like a power level wise.
Yeah.
And
Calm
she
down.
misses out.
It is unfortunate. This last direwolf is going to go for the remaining blue guy and miss. No, wait, there's a hit. Grim.
Well, let's see if we can just, make him a little shorter or something.
Okay. Cut him down to size.
Cut him down to size. That sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I didn't realize I have advantage. If that's even matter.
Yes, you do have advantage.
Yeah. Oh, well, it does matter because you
Does it
just rolled
matter?
that one.
Yeah, it will matter. Yes.
Well, it's more if they were already. Oh, wait, but just keep on rolling until I get a number I like. That's how this works.
Well, technically, you have
I
one
don't know
more
if it-
roll
Yeah.
in case you get a 20.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
I was gonna say,
You do
Grim,
not?
You really do kind of just roll until you get a number you like, though.
Okay. So you literally cut him off at the knees.
Oh my
Ah.
god.
Well, I guess I did bring him down to my level.
All the red guys are dead. You know what? I'm just going to narrate this ending because Arya has enough damage to basically kill like both guys that are left.
Cool.
So off screen, you guys don't see this, but Arya basically she has the last guy essentially cornered. Well, there's one berserker who is like trying to fend off direwolves, who is eventually dragged down with direwolves and Lyra. There is one guy left, like encircled by direwolves, like basically like trying to like ward them off with his sword as they circle him, and. Like in the moment like that he has like his back to or like his face to the camera, his back to the background, just a frosted sword just emerges from his chest as Arya just like runs in behind him and runs him through.
Nice.
Very nice.
And yeah, with that, the mountain is still echoing with the cacophonous roll of thunder that Elizabeth produced when everything else stops.
Is Thesira not still fighting hers?
Oh yes, yeah. Sorry,
Fuck, the series.
Annihilate him.
I can't believe we're just,
I forgot.
we're just gonna
Yes,
stand there like, go for Sarah. Oh no.
Duel.
I forgot. Yes, I forgot there was one guy left up fighting Thesira. So he's going to swing again with advantage, hit for another health level, and Thesira will return. That's another hit for 13 slashing. Okay, so do you want to aid her in this, or are you just going to let this happen?
The thing is it's her fight.
She proclaimed a duel.
I know.
She
I
challenged it.
hold on. Let me double check if I have any spells that I can use to like power her up, because that's the least I can do for her.
But like,
The
it
answer...
does. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I can Crusader's Mantle her, and that's about it.
Okay,
I mean,
what does that
I
do?
can always ward her. to
No,
stop
well,
damage.
no. See,
Well,
it's hard
I
because
feel like-
on one hand, like this is her fight, and I want her to win it. But it also feels weird to just like stand and watch. Is the thing?
Yeah.
I mean, what does Kelariis do?
I keep an eye on what's happening, but I don't make it like super obvious because I don't want her to think that I'm just like observing. But I know that this is her battle and that I want her to like go through with it. So what
Okay.
I'm doing, I think,
Yeah,
is
she-
searching the area to make sure nothing else is here. But really, I'm keeping an eye
Yeah.
on this.
Okay, she really isn't paying attention to you, sensibly.
Yeah.
Oh, he scores a crit, which is 2
Oh, no.
health levels. Thesira will continue to fight on. That's only a 7.
In that
Oh.
case, what I might do is I might start healing her because I can at least do that from a distance
Okay.
without getting in behind her. It's just Aura Vitality. It's 2d6 hit points. Like, for a
Okay,
bonus action
so
duration.
she
I
gets
don't
2
know how
health
that'll
levels
work.
back.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
number of
maybe.
dice.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I'm basically will do that to sustain her, but I won't like step into fight if that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna swing again. Oh, I didn't mean to roll that. I meant to roll the other one. He does not hit her that time. And she's gonna use her fire breath. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh yeah, that's.
It's okay, girl. I believe in you.
He's gonna make a dex save. He fails. He's still up, even though just fire just washes over him, and he just bursts through it, taking another wild swing. That does not hit again. She dodges to the side, brings up her blade for one more swing. That's advantage because he's reckless. That's a hit.
Yep.
And yeah, okay, so he bursts through the cloud of flame, brings the axe down, to which the Thesira just sidesteps. And she, instead of like two-handing the blade like she normally does, she like hand and a halfs the blade, and just like thrusts it down into his neck, as he's left like overextended with the axe in the ground. And yeah, okay, with that, thunderous roll finally subsides from the mountainside, and combat stops.
Nice.
Should we just end it there and do the post-battle when we actually have Luka?
Yes. So let's just go back to that music track. Yeah. Unfortunately, Luka had to leave early. We kind of knew this was going to happen, but we ran a bit over time. So, yes, as we end on the edge of this cliffhanger, or plot beat, I guess. All that's left to say is to say thank you all for watching, thank you for playing, and we'll see you all next time.